Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. And before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. And yes, it's your boy, it's your host, it's G.E.M, Gem in the building. Yes, there may be international breaks, which sucks. I hate the international break. I hate the fact of knowing that our players have to go away, have to go and play for their countries in between having to play for their football clubs. I don't like it, and I'm sure you guys don't like it. And I'm thinking to myself, what can we do? All we can do is continue doing what we do best at GNA TV, which is bringing you streams, bringing you shows about the best football club in the world. Chelsea Football Club, obviously. And I thought, you know what? We've got debate shows to bring up to you, which we'll do weekends. All right, it won't be consistent streams because of the international break, but we will continuously keep talking Chelsea, keep bringing you streams, getting you involved, open up the lines, having your say, building us up to the 14th, I think it is, where we play Brentford away next, which we'll be doing a big preview show for as well, closer to the time at some point next week. So you have got a debate show to look forward to over the weekend, which we will get stuck into. But this show is specifically made for us to review how Chelsea have started the season. We will be talking about the games that we have coming up, the upcoming fixtures, all the way up to December. We're going to be talking all the way up to December. But before we even talk about what's in front of us, we're going to talk about how Chelsea have managed to get to the top of the league, how they are where they are right now at this part of the season, and how we think we've done, how we think we've progressed. Because let's be serious, out of all of the top 6 teams that have currently been playing, Chelsea have had the hardest start to the season, and they're top. So yes, we may have lost back-to-back games, but we are top, guys. At going into the national break, we are top, and we do go into what I'd like to call a very tasty fixture list coming up as well. We're going to be reviewing the fixture list going ahead. We're going to be talking about the games that have got us to where we are right now as well. The games that have got us to where we are to this current point, the points that we picked up, the games that we've even lost, the games that we maybe even drawn, which I don't think we've drawn many. But there is over 21 of you here, 3 minutes in. Smash the like button. Let's do that. Smash the like button. The aim, like Rebecca is saying, is here. 30 likes. We can do 40 likes. We can do 40 likes. We are GNA TV. This is the community, the best community going. So let's get doing that, guys. Smash the like button. Let's push this stream out there. I know there's not much going on at the moment in the YouTube shows, so let's try and bring a community in here and allow people to get involved. The lines will be open as well a bit later in the show for you to come in, get involved. Tell me your thoughts about the season. Are you happy with the way Chelsea have started the season? What are you expecting going into the next part of the season once they return back from the international breaks? How important it's going to be, which is why I want to talk about it. The October period, or half of the October period, all the way up to the December period, end of December period, which we will be reviewing, why they're important, because there's some things that we do need to talk about. But like I keep saying, smash the like buttons. Let's see who's in the chat. Big up to Matt. Matt, always good having you here, bro. VJ Sports, big up to him. Mr. Stream, mate. Don't worry, mate. You ain't missed anything. I'm back. 2 days later, I'm back. I've been ill the last 2 days as well. I had a bit of a bad throat and sneeze and whatever. It was my birthday Monday just gone as well, so wasn't able to stream yet. But I'm back. I am back. Big up to Lil Shade. Big up. Whoa, what have I done now? There we go. Big up to Andre as well. Concierge of Crime. Big up to you as well. Says big up, Jim. Hope you have a great birthday, bro. Fuck the international break. Trust me, I hate internationals. Andre says big up to myself. Big up to you. Rebecca says top of the league. We know what we are. Yeah, top of the league and champions of Europe. That's what we are at the moment, man. That is what we are. Big up to Harris in the chat as well. Italy to win the Nations League this week so we can push J5's Ballon d'Or. Who says no? He can't really say no if he goes and does that. He will be up there. He will definitely be up there. I still don't think he'll win it because I do think the Ballon d'Or is slightly rigged. I've said this for a long time. The Ballon d'Or It's someone behind the Ballon d'Or. I don't know who picks it, but it's not done fairly for sure. I know that. After watching that Liverpool Man City game, the way people disrespected us, we don't think we're top of the league. Exactly. Mason and Barkley have had an impact in 2 minutes more than Havertz in 5 games. Fair enough, Robin. Fair enough. Come on, Spain. Reward for Dave. Big up. Yeah, I'm going to be watching that game later as well. Big up to VJ as well. Dujon, big up to you, my guy. Nick Blue in the house as well. He says good evening as well. Big up to him. Pessy PR sad. Happy birthday, Jem. It's my daughter's birthday today too. Big up to your daughter as well. And big shout out to her. I hope she has a lovely day today. I mean, she's a Libra like me. The best horoscope signs. Is it? Horoscope signs going. Libras. Thoughts on Rudy's contract situation. We will be talking about, not today, but we will be talking about our current contracts that still haven't been signed. Rudiger obviously being the main topic because he's someone that we haven't managed to get an agreement with to tie up in many ways as well. So we will be talking about that at some point. Big up to Dev as well. Says hello, mate. Hello to you. Super sticker. Thank you very much, Andre, for that donation. If you was trying to say something, then, no worries, but it doesn't come up on my thing, so I don't know what the super sticker is, but big up to you. Big up to Couch, whose birthday is in October as well. He says Libras. Big up to him. Redneck, my guy. What's up, man? What's up? Hope you're well. Hope you're not driving, mate. I hope you are not driving while you're watching me. That's all I'm going to say to you. Listen, guys, the lines will be open very soon. There's nearly over 30 of you here, 60 minutes in. Smash the like button. Like I said to you, we're going to review the games that have got us to where we are today, top of the league. We're also going to talk about the games ahead, all going up all the way to December. We're going to look at some stats as well on Chelsea in terms of goals conceded, goals scored, etc. How well we've been doing since we started with Tuchel. How funny is Sonny, guy? Yeah, I don't know, man. Sonny's in another planet. Sonny's in another planet. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I honestly don't say. But let's get stuck into it because I do want to open up the lines, get you involved. With 7 minutes in, and all I've been doing is yapping away. So let's look at some stats on Chelsea. Obviously, we know we're top of the league, and I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep stressing it. Chelsea have had, when you look at the top 6 and the teams that are involved in the top 6, Chelsea have had the hardest start to the league, coming up from the beginning of the season to now, at this minor international break. But in the Premier League, we have played 7 games now. 7 games have been played. We've won 5, we've lost 1, and we've scored 15 goals. Now, if I'm right, I need to check this, but I haven't checked it yet. We have scored more goals than any other team in the Premier League. I might be wrong. I need to check that. When I last looked, we were the top when it came to goal difference. We've only conceded 3 goals. 3 goals. Liverpool, Man City, and Villa, if I'm right. I think they were the 3 games, on top of my head. 4 clean sheets out of 7 is very good. That's over half of our games that we've played. We have kept clean sheets up to this point. Shots. Look at this. Shots. Yeah. Shots. Total shots in the first 7 games, 98 shots. Only 37 of them on target. So, under half of our shots that we've had are on target. Something that we know that we need to work on as well. 38% shooting accuracy. Passes has been as good as you could expect. Overall, 86%, 126 crosses. Clean sheets as well. Got 4. We've only conceded 3 goals, or Mendy's only conceded 3 goals as well. Saves 21. So, when you look at the overall stats, interceptions, hits, that, and the other, we've started well. If we're talking about stats, if you want to talk about goals, Romelu Lukaku leads the goals player stats at the moment with 3 goals. But look who's second. Trevor Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah is second in terms of top goal scorers in the first 7 games. Marcus Alonso's got 1. Assists go to Mateo Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic with 3 assists to his name. Cesar Azpilicueta with 2. Reece James with 2 so far as well. In terms of passes, Antonio Rudiger has made the most passes in the first 7 games of any Premier League game for Chelsea. More than our midfield. So that's pretty impressive. That shows a lot, doesn't it? In terms of shots, Romelu Lukaku's had 17 to Marcus Alonso 7. Tackles, Cesar Azpi, 22 tackles completed in a certain amount of games. Romelu Lukaku leads the line again for aerial battles 1. Clearances goes to Thiago Silva. He's on 21 with Rudiger and Aspie behind him on 20. Interceptions go to a man like Christensen. Andreas Christensen has 12 interceptions in 7 games, more than anyone else. Who's got the most offsides? Well, between Lukaku, Werner and Hudson-Odoi, they've all got 2 offsides as well, which sucks, but it is what it is. Most yellow cards is Alonso, and obviously Reece James has got 1 red card as well. So there you go. That's where we are with things at the moment in terms of stats. Let's see what people are saying in the chat as well. If you're new to GNA TV, our Discord chat, get over to the Discord group. The Discord group is fun. We have a bit of banter over there with rival teams. We talk about Chelsea most days. I upload all my YouTube streams on there as well for you guys to get involved as well. What about Southampton? We concede Southampton? I didn't remember. I remember. We are gonna go through. Villa. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Villa. Why isn't this working now? Why has my screen frozen? Oh, don't you do this. There we go. No goals in open play, 2 penalties, and a set piece is what Becca's saying. Yeah, it's impressive. Love that our goals are distributed across the team. And that's one big thing. And part of the reasons why I brought you stats up, I know it's very early, 7 games in on the Premier League, to give you an idea. Give you an idea of where we are, how we're going, what we're doing. And it's good to know. It's good to know. Big up, Jen. Big up to the squad in the chat. Smash the likes. Let's go. Yeah, and that's true. Let's smash the like buttons. What are we on in terms of likes? That's the question that I need to know. 20 likes, guys. We are 10 away from 30 likes. We should already be on 30 likes. And if you haven't shared on your socials, please share on your socials. Subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 2.9k, which I'd like to try and get to sooner rather than later, please. Sooner rather than later would be nice. Antonio Rudiger's Chelsea player of the season so far, Ahar Hive. So in the first 7 games, he thinks that Antonio Rudiger was our best player up to now. Fair enough. Obi, big up to you. The only thing upsetting me was our negative performance against Man City. I expected us to go at them. Yeah, and look, 7 games in, I would take losing 1. The fact that we're still top of the league, we're sitting top of the league after 7 games. After, like I keep saying, the hard start that we did have to the league is not bad. We should have beaten Liverpool. Let's be serious. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. The lines are going to be open shortly as well. Get you involved in the chat. But I want to go back because obviously, look, we're top of the league. As you can see, if it's is it loaded up yet? I'm waiting for it to load up. You got it, yeah? Right, so we're top of the league at the moment. Obviously, as we can see, we've won 5, drawn 1, lost 1. We are on 16 points. We're 1 point in front of Liverpool, 2 points in front of Man City and Man United. Still very early doors, but in our last 5 games, we've played 5, won 3, lost 1, drawn 1 as well. So, good to see. Cannot complain. But what got Chelsea to this position? Now, before doing that, I want to also look at the Champions League. The Champions League, because it's another competition that we are currently in at the moment. We know that we lost to Juventus, but we have beaten Zenit. We do take on Malmo, which will be the game that we have when we come back, I believe so. So after Brentford. So, it's still in our hands, guys. Yeah, let's not panic. Yes, we did lose to them. They are on 6 points. However, we go and beat Malmo, go and beat Zenit, and we take Juventus home and we do them. We will then go top of the league. So we can still finish the top of the Champions League pile. Top of the Champions League pile, which we have to bear in mind as well. So let's see how that goes. But what's got Chelsea to this point? And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the games and we'll talk about it briefly. We'll try and get through it as quickly as possible. Obviously, we started off with that massive game against Villarreal. Villarreal in the Super Cup. A game where you got to bear in mind they were on the back of beating Manchester United in, I'd say, great form, but they knew, they had a manager that was getting them to play quite well up to that period. And we went into that game pretty confident, in very good form ourselves. Dominated the game, and Mr. Kepa wins us it on penalties as well, which gave Chelsea their first bit of silverware this season before the start of the Premier League. So that was a great start to the season. Going into the season, going into the season, obviously, why is it doing that? We started with our first game against Palace. Obviously, a game that I always remember quite well because Trevor Chalobah stepped into the team. Everyone was very sort of, say, had question marks, but pushing for him to start in many ways. Christian Pulisic, who we haven't seen in a while, got on the score as well. Marcus Alonso as well. I think Timo Werner, if I'm right, was leading the line because there was no arrival of Romelu Lukaku at the time. And we got it done. We got the job done. We played very well. It was a game that we were expected to win, but we came up against the Palace team that had just took on a new manager as well. And as you can see in stats, we dominated it. 13 shots, they only had 4, 62% possession, 91% at pass accuracy. We were just on it for our first game. Great start, 3-0, 3 points on the board. And that's what we needed. That is what we needed to start in that game. It was a big, big win. Just want to quickly check what people were saying in the chat. I will be on up the line soon. What's it doing? Why is it cutting out? Drives me mad. People, make sure you pepper that like button and subscribe if you're new to as well for my Don Gem. Big up to you, bro. Thank you very much. Wayne, big up to you as well. Big up to him. Brentford and Newcastle away are going to be tricky. We will be getting to them games very soon, but make sure you stay tuned. We're just going through the games that have got us to where we are at the moment, which is sitting high at top of the league. We will. What's going on here, man? My internet's playing up, guys. Sorry. Let's move. Oh, why does it keep doing this as well? Why does it keep doing this? The next game that we then had was Arsenal at home. A game which everyone was very sceptical going into because we wasn't sure whether... But, we went there under Lampard and we got slapped 3-1. Probably one of the worst losses that Chelsea have had, especially when I think of last season as well. And we was in good form. We were going into that game in very, very good form. And we come into this game, Romelu Lukaku's debut. He gets his goal 15 minutes in, and Reece James gets his as well to finish it off in the first half. We were 2-0 up going into the first half. We dominated the game, 22 shots to their 6. Possession-wise, again, we outplayed them in many ways, 88% more passes than them, etc., etc. And it was about time we gave them a bit of a peppering, I wasn't worried going into this game. I did think that if we turned up and played to our strengths, we would have beaten them. And we dealt with them. We peppered them, we put them behind, and we looked good. You look at how we started last season, going into the beginning of this one. We continued with the form that we had then. And we were looking very, very decent. Arsenal away, done, dealt. See you later. One of the games that you would want to get off the list, One of the games that you would want to get off the list. And yeah, it was a great start. Then we went and played on the 26th of... This is all August games, by the way. The controversy. The Liverpool versus Chelsea game. Now, this game frustrated me slightly because in the first half, I always remember that in the first 20 minutes of this game, they were running around like nutters, like they always do. We knew they were going to come out as try and press us high up the pitch, try and win that ball back high up the pitch. And we got our goal through Kai Havertz, lovely corner, whipped him. Good little flick on 1-0. However, we did look very impressive on the counter. Every time we beat their press, there was so much space behind for Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Romelu Lukaku. And if you remember, in this game, we was very annoyed in many ways. We was very annoyed because we had so many 3-on-2 situations, and Lukaku made the wrong pass twice, Mason Mount, Havertz, the same thing. Kept making the wrong decisions, and it was frustrating. Then, before we went in to the break, we had that catastrophic moment with Reece James, which I still stick to this day and say, it ain't a penalty. Definitely not a red card. Absolutely ridiculous by Anthony Taylor. He did get asked by VAR to go and have a look at it. He goes and has a look and makes it, and it was literally a split second. And the literal image that he had to make his decision on was the image that you're looking now. That was it. He didn't rewind it backwards, forwards, whatever, and watch it fully all the way through to how it progressed to it. He just saw that picture there. That picture there that you're looking at right now, and gave the penalty to them, which Mo Salah stepped up and scored. And then we went into the second half, and we were strong. They couldn't break us down. We dealt with them, and they had no answer. We would have beaten them, and I stick to this day. We would have beaten Liverpool if we didn't go down. If we didn't go down to 10 men in that game, 100%. 100% we would have beaten them 100%. But it is what it is. We ended up drawing our first game of the season, dropping 2 points as well. However, we were still in a good position. It wasn't the end of the world in many ways. We then went and played Aston Villa. And this is after there was a little break in between, if you remember, with internationals. Come back to the Aston Villa game. And we gave him a peppering. 3-0, 2 goals from Mr. Romelu Lukaku. Mateo Kovacic also got on it as well. They had more shots than us. If you remember in this game, they started better than us. We had Soundiguez come in and make his debut next to Kovacic, and we struggled. We struggled massively in that area. They should have been drawing with us. I know we were winning 1-0, and I think it was Romelu Lukaku that got the first goal. But we could have been 1-1 going in. We could have even been behind. And Mendy and Thiago Silva are having great first halves. Great. The interceptions, the moments, the key moments, the key saves. Why I keep saying Mendy's world class is because it's not only that he makes that one great save, he makes multiple saves. And in this game, he was called upon multiple times to make sure that he does that and makes that save happen. Guys, nearly 50 of you here. We should be on 40 likes. Please smash the like button. The link will be in the chat for you guys very, very soon as well. I'm going to open up the lines for you to come in and have your say. This is just, like I said, more of a review, giving you guys more of a review of where we are up to now. Obviously, top of the league, how we got there, and what my thoughts were to the season up to now, really. And then we're going to talk about the games going ahead. But when we talk about the games going ahead, I will open up the lines. Open up the lines, you can come and join me, and we can start talking about the games, what we think, how we feel, what we should be doing. How many points should we be accumulating? How many points should Chelsea be accumulating? Going all the way up to December. And there's a reason I'm going all the way up to December, because after that, there's a lot to be discussed. Sorry, Jem, I disagree. It was definitely a red card and penalty. Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. I agree with Jem. Shouldn't have been handball since that day. It had been 4 times. Yeah, I agree. And it was waived. And that's the problem. Consistency is an issue. Massively an issue. We would have beaten them. And yeah, look, the Villa game, we got the job done. We got the job done. It wasn't great, but we got the job done in the second half. And yeah, we move. We then stepped into the Champions League to play our first game at home against Zenit. Again, we struggled on the night. Romelu Lukaku got his goal in the 69th minute, which, based upon the play, we probably deserved, but we were slow. We were lethargic. We couldn't break them down. We didn't know. We didn't have enough going forward. We struggled. We struggled massively in this game, but we got the job done. Yeah, Romelu Lukaku put it in the back of the net, and the most important thing in Champions League is to start well. Start well. Win your first game. Put 3 points on the board, and then you can move forward. Can you imagine if we drew this game and then lost to Juventus? Just make our job so much harder going into the last 3 games that we've got 4 games that we've got in the Champions League. But yeah, great win there. And then after Zenit, we then went to Spurs. And for me, the first half, they came out and they came to give us a problem. They set up differently. They pressed us high. And I just thought it was that Spurs started so well. They started so well. They made it hard. We couldn't really break the lines. We did break the lines here and then, but then again, we let ourselves down with a final third pass. Then he made that substitution, which is when the new 3-5-2 system came to Chelsea and everyone saw it for the first time. N'Golo Kante came on and Mason Mount came off, if I remember. Mason Mount left the pitch. We switched to a 3-5-2. And when I say utter domination of a second half, from it going from one scale to the other, this was the game. Utter domination. We slapped them. They couldn't get out of their area. Every time they cleared the ball, they couldn't progress up the pitch. We were winning the ball up high up the pitch. And then Thiago Silva got his header. Great goal. And N'Golo Kante then scored a deflected goal, if you remember. And Antonio Rudiger finished it off after Timo Werner cut it back for him and put it in the bottom corner. And we dealt with them. I mean, Spurs are, they're nothing special anyway, are they? Let's be serious. They're nothing. They're nothing. Let's be serious. With Zenit, we got the job done, is what Abs is saying. We got the job. Where was it? With Zenit, we got the job. We get the job. We were unlucky not to score 2, to be honest. I don't think we played that well, to be honest. But, each to their own in many ways. Each to their own, mate. Each to their own. We destroyed them in the second half. That was the performance till date. Yeah, that was a very, very good performance. I'm not going to lie. One of my favourites up to now, especially. But we move 3 points on the board again. So we at this point we'd won 3 and drawn 1 so far. We then jet stepped into the EFL Cup against Aston Villa again, if you remember, at home. And it went to penalties. Which we then called upon on Kepa. Team of Villa did get a goal. Obviously, Cameron scored with a reaction 10 minutes after as well. It was a game again that, if you remember, we were more interested on seeing who starts and what he did. And there were so many different players that had been given opportunity. Malang Sarr, Sal played again. Trevor Chalobah was playing. There was just a number of players. I can't even think. There were so many players. I remember we'd made so many changes, and it showed later on in the game. It showed, and it did go to penalties. They got their goal. Christensen fell asleep. No, sorry, Chalobah fell asleep because he was playing in the centre back role at the time, and we ended up, going into drawing the game and going into penalties. Which, man like Kepa, one thing that he's very good on and has been good on recently, is penalties, and he stepped up massively and he won us the game. So big up to Kepa. We have got Southampton next in that game, which will be in the fixtures list a bit later on. Now we push to the last three games before we obviously where we are now. Man City, Juventus, and Southampton. Man City at home. Obviously, I was at the game. We lost Mason Mount due to injury, and I do think Tuchel overthought the situation. He decided to bring in N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic. Pretty much like the way we played against Spurs, which worked very well. And it didn't work very well. Our wing-backs were penned back. Reece James got injured very early in the game, which I thought didn't help the situation as well. And, even though they had so much possession in the first half, they didn't really look like they were going to score. And then they got their moment with Jesus in the second half. We came out in the same formation. We got punished. And they ended up winning the game 1-0. Now, that was the first game where we could sit there and say, look, we slapped them 3 times in a row. We was due to maybe lose the game. Yes, it's frustrating that we lost in the manner that we did. I do think that we should have switched to the 3-4-3 earlier in the game. I remember being at the game and watching it, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, we need to change things now. We can't leave it how it is. It's just not working. And then Havertz came on. There was more space on the pitch. Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on the pitch. And we looked like we could have nicked one. They look confused when they play that against us on a 3-4-3. I don't think they've sussed how to deal with it. The 3-5-2 made it very easy for them because we kind of went to a 5-3-2 and they pinned our fullbacks back, which is very annoying at the time. But it is what it is. We lost our first game. We was going to lose to them eventually. And I remember Bernardo Silva's reaction after the game, after beating us. He was on his knees going, yeah! I remember that. Bollocks. Like as if he'd won the World Cup, but it is what it is. Guys, smash the like button. 40 likes, please. The link's going to be in the chat very, very soon. Let's try and push for 40 likes. Thank you. Big up to Big Ron that's here as well. Josie CFC, big up to you, my guy, as well. Big up to you. So, yeah, there was our first loss in the Premier League, and it was to Man City. That put Man City on the same points as us at the time, but Liverpool were ahead of all of us by 1 point. Obviously, Liverpool went to Brentford, and if I'm right, they drew or lost. I think it might have been a drew, 3-0, I think it was. They drew. So, yeah. Then we went into Juventus. And we were poor. When I think about how we've started this season, for me, this was the most confusing of them all. I kind of got the Man City one because of the way Man City played. But Juventus done the complete opposite to Chelsea. They kind of gave us time on the ball. They kind of allowed us to invite them on. But it was like we were playing within ourselves. It's like we weren't confident enough to go forward and be attacking. It was very like we wanted to be balanced and play left, right, ticky-tacky football and with no end product. And we ended up getting punished. And what lost us this game for me was the concentration levels, perseverance. We were switching off too many times. Too many times in the first half we were just too easy, just doing slow passes, and they could have been up with Chiesa in the first half if you remember, because we were caught out of position. So it's one of the ones where it came to the second half. We got caught 11 seconds in after the whistle had been blown, and they're 1-0 up, and we never recovered from it. Even though we had a lot of shots, which we did have a lot of shots, we only had 1 on target. We dominated. People go, yeah, but we dominated. But what was we doing with it? We was just doing nothing with it. It was poor, sideways, backwards, sideways. And as good as Juventus were on the day, and they defended very well, don't get me wrong, I just think we were poor. I really do think it was on us. I do think we were poor. You know, all right, they have Chiellini and Bonucci playing well, but we never really stretched them. We never really got behind them. We never really caused them problems. And we ended up losing our first Champions League game in a while. If I'm right in saying as well. So it is what it is. The last game that we did end up coming up against was the most recent game, which we done a preview on. Chelsea versus Southampton, 3-1. Timo Werner coming alive. We did switch to, I think it was a 3-4-3 with Callum Hudson-Odoi playing off the left. And we looked good. This game and the Tottenham game were my favourite two games to watch. You know, all right, they did score because we lacked concentration in the second half by Ben Chilwell, but we looked good. We looked, you know, just everything the way we played here. If we would have done that against Juventus, I don't think we've had any problem scoring goals against them. And that's what I honestly think. Progressively, we looked good. We had Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic in the middle. Werner was making runs. Callum Hudson-Odoi was dribbling, linking up play with Chilwell. Lukaku was holding the ball up, and we deserved the win. We deserved the win. We deserved the win convincingly at the end. Chilwell redeemed himself with an 89th minute goal as well for the club. And yeah, it was a great win, which was the win that now puts us in the position where we are today. The position that we are today, which is sitting high on top of the table, which is it. So 7 matches in the Premier League. Right, fifth, we're on 16 points. All right, they're only 1 point and 2 points behind us. Then you look at the Champions League as well. You know, in the Champions League, we're the last group, you know, 3 points. All right, Zenit are on the same as us as well. However, it's still in our hands. We can still finish top of that group up to that point. But we'll see. We will see. And now what we're going to do is we're going to review the games ahead of us in a minute, actually, in a minute. But let me just quickly go back to the matches. Now, my overall thoughts on our start to the season, I would rate it at a very good 6 to 7. Actually, I'm going to rate it a 7.5. All right, we lost to Man City. And I want your ratings as well in the chat, guys. There's nearly over 70 of you here. Smash the like button, 50 likes. Let's get there. The link's going to be in the chat for you guys. I'm going to open up the chat for you guys to get involved. We're going to go through the games, the upcoming games that we've got coming up and give our thoughts all the way up to December. So stay tuned. But I want to know your ratings. What do you rate Chelsea's season from the start of it to now? I've given mine, I think between 7 to 7.5. We're top of the league. We'd already played Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and Spurs. All 4 of these teams already ticked off. We now go into which we're going to look at now. We're now going to go into a fixture list from Brentford all the way to the end of December, which is here. We're going to go through the games and we're going to talk about how many points can Chelsea accumulate. How many points should Chelsea accumulate? And where it could leave us at this point, because now we're in control. We are in control. This is where Chelsea could really look to open up a gap. Now, this is why I want to talk about it, because I haven't looked at the other people's fixtures, Liverpool's, Man United's, Arsenal, whoever. You know, Liverpool, Man City, Man United's fixtures. But in terms of our fixture list, this is where we're in, well, I keep saying, we've got to take advantage. And I know they've gone in national break, but Tuchel must be sitting there now thinking to himself, we need to start accumulating points. This is where we've got the games that we should be winning. And we're going to go through them. But I want to know what everyone's saying in the chat before that. I'm going to open up the lines for you guys as well. Knowing product, how can you have a product if you're not creating anything? I hear that. Big up to JJ as well, that's in the chat. Big up to him. He says, big up, Gem. My thing's playing up again. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard today. It's really mucked up. Big up to you. 7.58 is what Gideon gives him. We've got a 6 out of 10. We can go up a level. Rebecca's saying, or Bex is saying, get to 50 likes. There's nearly over 80 of you here. We should be on over 50 likes. This is the season review show. The lines are about to open for you to get involved, but I need to know how many likes we're on. How many likes are we on, guys? We are only on 34 likes. 34 likes. Get me to 40 likes and I'll put the link in the chat. It's easy as that. Let's do that. If you're new to the GNA TV Discord chat as well, make sure that you follow the link here in the chat that Bex has put in. She's on over there with me as well. 8 could have been better if there were most, but yeah, but a 7 or 8 is a good rating. That's my point. If you look at who we've played and how we've started, a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 based on how we've started this season is good. We're sitting top of the league of the Premier League by 1 point, and we're sitting second in the Champions League based after 2 games, and it's still in our hands. This is an opportunity for Chelsea to push forward now. It's in our control. 8 out of 10, only 2 losses across all competitions, top of the league, and our players aren't playing too well. And that is a big fact as well, JJ. Our players are not even playing that well, and we are sitting top of the league. Can you imagine when we start ticking? Can you imagine when we start getting more from the Havertzes, more from the Ziyechs, more from the Lukakus, more from the Werners, more from whoever it is that's starting? Liverpool's next 5 games: Watford away, Man United away, Brighton at home, West Ham away, Arsenal at home. That's not an easy fixture list. That's not a fixture list. And you look at ours, I've got it up here. Brentford, forget Malmo, Premier League only. Brentford, Norwich, Southampton, Newcastle. All the way to the end of October. Now, they are winnable games. I know Brentford are in good form at the moment and they're causing a lot of teams issues. I think they're going to play to our advantage, though. We'll talk about Brentford at some point a bit later. But winnable games all the way up to Leicester. All the way up to Leicester, I would say. 30th, 2nd, 6th, and then the 20th. You know, all the way up to Leicester. We could honestly, if we're consistent enough, if we take our opportunities, we win games, we put points on the board, we could open it up. We could open it up massively. Man City's next 5 games: Burnley, Brighton, Palace, Man United, Everton. So, you know, the last 2 games are a question mark for me on them. Brighton, I think they'll win them 3 games. I think they probably will beat Burnley, Brighton, and Palace. So, you know, it's still not as pretty as ours, is it? Brentford, Norwich, Southampton, Newcastle, and Burnley. Come on. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Man United's next 5 games: Leicester away, Liverpool at home, Spurs away, Watford at home. Wow. Look at Man United's next 5 games: Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, City, Watford. You know, this is why I'm saying to you guys, and thank you, Abs. Big up to Abs in the chat for putting them on there, because it's good to know. Look at what they've got and look at what we've got now. We're sitting top and we've had the hardest start of the season compared to them, our rivals. We now have the opportunity to push forward. It's in our hands. We've got a 1 point in front of everyone and open up a gap. Open up that gap. Because teams like Man United could potentially drop points. We're 3 away from 40. Get me to 40 likes. The link goes in the chat. Come on, guys. 40 likes. Push, push, push. Still waiting for that big 40. Bro, we can't sleep on Brentford. They'll cause us issues, but Werner will definitely be important in that game. And I agree. We can't sleep on them. There's no sleeping on any of these games. But they're in our hands. We play to the level that we know Chelsea Football Club can play. Then we can open up that gap. We can open up that gap. 100%. Not to mention Liverpool, Man United, Man City all play each other over the international break. We don't play any of them. Facts. Facts. Jem, when will the time come when the so-called Kai Havertz and co kick into gear? I am getting exhausted with the attackers playing behind Lukaku. Yeah, and hopefully it will be when they come back. They've got to eventually. We've got to be getting more from them. We've got to be getting more from them. But City will still win the league. Fair enough. I hear that. I do hear that. Guys, are we on 40 likes? Have we got the 40 likes mark? 41 likes. Big up to you guys. Next one's 50. Let's put the link in the chat. I need a panel. I need people to come in because we are going to review next the games that we've got coming ahead, how many points we think that we should be accumulating. I want you guys in the chat to get involved as well as we go through game per game. Chelsea should win. Chelsea should not win. Chelsea should draw. That's what we're going to do. The link's in the chat, guys. The link's already there. I'm waiting. I am waiting for you guys. I am waiting for you guys. Big up to Abs. What are you saying, my guy?
Chilling, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. Just, you know, another day, another stream, you know, trying to keep people up with things and that. But Jem's still salty since Haaland didn't go Chelsea. No, not really. I'm cool. I'm jammed. No issues from my side. But Abs, I mean, I know I've seen you talking a lot in the chat. Can you hear me?
Well, yeah, I can still hear you. You're lagging a bit. Jem? Hey, Jem.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a bit. You just frozen.
Abs?
Am I frozen for you? Huh?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Why was he frozen?
What is going on? Back, 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 back.
All right. How are you, Jam?
Sorry, guys. There was a glitch on the fucking StreamYard. It kicked me out. I don't know why it kicked me out, but it kicked me out. I don't know. Fucking stupid. Crap. Anyway, guys, what are you saying? You all right? How you feeling? All good?
Chilling, bro.
Yep.
What's going on?
All good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Before we go on to the next upcoming fixtures that Chelsea have got coming up, I want to know what your ratings are or your feelings on the start to the season so far. Obviously, we're top of the league. We're 1 point ahead of everyone else. VJ, I mean, what are your thoughts on Chelsea start season? Are you happy? What would you rate it out of, and how do you feel?
I was listening to you probably for the last 40 minutes and absolutely agree with almost all of your points there, man. First thing is that we've got, a very difficult fixtures to start with. No one can, deny that. Everyone was expecting Chelsea to drop points earlier in the season and then probably pick up later. But then what we've done now is phenomenal. We've started off and we're now in the top of the table, which is amazing with this international break. Yes, there are certain results that did not go our way. And the one thing that was kind of, was bothering me was the way that we lost against City and Juventus, both in like different ways. And if this is like the pattern that the teams who are going to be playing against us in the future are going to follow, then we're going to have some trouble. But then it's too early to think about it. It's time for us to like take a break and then enjoy the moment that we are on the top of the league. So I'm absolutely over the moon for this particular top of the league situation at the month of September. October now. I'm excited about the rest of the 1 month as well, because it's all easier games comparatively than the first month. So yeah.
Red Deck, welcome, mate. How you doing? You all right? You're muted.
I know. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not driving. And
you're not driving, yeah? Oh, that's what I said. You better not be driving while you're listening to me, mate. God, I don't want you to have an accident or something.
I'm not as cheerful as everybody else. How good are we doing in the league? Because I always
critical. Well, all right. Why are you not so cheerful? Because when I look at that, we're at top of the league, ahead of Man United, Man City, and Liverpool, and we've had the hardest fixture list up to now compared to them. So why are you not that happy?
What's the hard? Okay, we played on like Liverpool and City. I agree, but Arsenal, come on, give me a break. It wasn't a hard game. I was thinking Zenit and Juventus was actually harder games than Arsenal. Anyway, that's. I'm not saying I'm negative. I'm okay. I'm okay with the position we had. I'm just saying we could have been better. That's all.
Fair enough.
Especially a game against. I think we should have done better against Man City. Like people saying we set up defensively, we didn't. We didn't set up defensively. It's just like we couldn't press them at the press that we Tuchel want us to press it. He wants us to press it and hold the ball in the midfield, not hold the ball in the back. And
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. We couldn't get the ball away from them for at least 20 minutes in the beginning, and after that it was just the madness. But otherwise, it was fine.
Yeah, I hear you. I do hear you. Over 75 people with guys. Let's try and push the 50 likes marks. We should really be pushing the 75 now, but it is what it is. Just subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. We're on our road to 2.9k. Nick Blue, how happy are you with the start of the season?
Big up, Jim.
Big
Yeah.
up to you, man.
I'm halfway, if you know what. Great. It's great to be top of the league, but it's only by 2 points, and obviously 1 point. 1 point, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 point. That's
Yeah.
1 point.
And I'm just waiting to see what we do against this Brentford, Newcastle, all these small teams coming up. If we manage to win at Brentford, then I'll be really, really confident of winning the league. We have to go and win first of all at Brentford, which won't be easy.
Yeah.
Unless we have an incredible performance. So we have to win the next 5 games. We have to get 50.
Well, we're going to talk about them. Yeah, we are going to talk about them next. That's the next thing that we're going to get into anyway. I just get your overall thoughts.
To any of these small teams, forget the league. Because City won't lose to these teams.
Yeah.
Or Liverpool even.
Yeah, I hear you. I do hear you. Abs, what are you saying, my guy? How are you feeling about the start to the season?
It's been all right. It's been pretty decent. I do think that we should have done a bit better against Man City. We should have. I won't even say that because you don't have a divine right to win everything, but we should have at least put in a better performance and made a better account of ourselves. Juve, I think, was a lot worse because we were actually given the time to do what we wanted and made absolutely nothing out of it. So aside from them two, we've actually been pretty solid most of the way through. There's been times where we've performed well and probably should have won more convincingly.
Yeah.
And then times when, we didn't play that well. Now against Villa, we didn't play particularly fantastic. We were just clinical. But against Liverpool, I think we, based on the big chances we created, I say not the volume, just the big, the key chances, I think we should have won that. So overall, I said I'd give it a 6 because we've still not ticked into gear and there's another level we can go up on. And these next 4 games, we have to clean up in every single one of them. Clean sheets, 2 goals minimum in them games,
I hear you. I do hear you. And look, we're going to move on anyway, because obviously I've reviewed and spoken to you guys about the previous games, but I really want to touch into the games we've got coming ahead and why they're so important. Obviously, Ab's brought up in the chat the games that Man United and Liverpool and Man City have got, and you look at our games, especially our next 5 games, it's Brentford, forgetting the Champions League. We've got why did it do that? I swear, it's getting on my nerves. Sorry, guys. Brentford, Norwich, Southampton, Newcastle.
You just got married. Why are you so tense? You should be so relaxed.
it's so sensitive. Do you know what I mean? This laptop's so sensitive. It drives me mad. Brentford, Norwich, Southampton, Newcastle, and Burnley. Now, what's that? 3, 6, 9, 12. It's 15 points that we could potentially be cooping here before we get into the Leicester game on November the 20th. I mean, do you worry about any of them games? Is there anything that
you know what, Jem?
Newcastle.
It's kind of interesting that I see the fixtures. Except for the Brentford game, the other folks that we're playing against, I don't think so. Any of them have even collected a point in the table now.
Yeah.
Southampton, Norwich, Newcastle. I don't see anyone collecting any points for actually. So it's going to be actually easy, but then we'll have to still get our job done, to be honest.
What out of them games do you think could be a problem then? Brentford, Newcastle?
Brentford
For sure.
Brentford.
Burnley. Nobody's worrying about the Burnley.
Burnley.
That's not for October, right? I mean, that's November fixture.
What?
I think
That's the
Brentford.
November fixture.
Hi guys, how's everyone? All right?
All right, Kazim, how are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, man. I think Brentford is going to be a tricky one. First of all, is West London derby. Secondly, defensively, and that Tony in the front. He's a beast. Him. So it could be a tricky one. I think I fancy us winning, but I think it's not going to be an easy one.
It's not going to be easy. And what I'm trying to get is if Chelsea play to the level that we know Chelsea can play at, they should win.
We should
most
win
of these games. That's what I'm trying to get at. So it's in our control. We're 1 point ahead at the top of the league. This is a good opportunity for Chelsea now to go forward and open up a gap and show some consistency in their win and that's what we can do right now. You saw Man United.
Well, let's get this straight. If we play to the full potential of Chelsea, we should be unbeaten in this league. But that's not the conversation. We have Barkley who actually changes the game. So
but you know what, Jem? I would have preferred Brentford to be coming, maybe after Malmo or Norwich. The reason being, this is an international break, and we don't know how many players are going to come fit back from those games. It's 10 days and 3 games for most of the players that are going out. So that could actually hurt us when we, start against Brentford. I don't know actually the squad. I mean, usually we cannot predict the Tuchel squad, but now it's becoming even more unpredictable because of the international break. So that's going to be difficult.
To be fair, mate, every team after international break is a tricky one, and
it's mostly with the top teams, right? Again, it's mostly with the top 6 teams or top 7 teams because I don't see anyone going for any international break from Brentford. Right, so they're going to be coming with the full squad, and most of them are going to be with the squad training for 10 days, just preparing for this Chelsea game because they know how much this game means. So
if you watch Chelsea for a long time, you will know how bad. It doesn't matter what coach we had problems with after coming back after international, with Mourinho, with Gus Hiddink, with every coach we had after international break. For some reason, we just don't wake up in the first game.
But not Tuchel. Tuchel, we've been winning games after national break. Only Tuchel, we've been all right.
Yeah, here's the thing, though.
I think I only had one.
Keep it. After that Burnley game, forget because Southampton's the League Cup. So after that Burnley game, we've got Leicester, Juve, and Man United basically back to back. Jesus Christ.
What's that noise? So we've got birds.
Hey, it's night time here for me, mate.
Someone's got.
Who's got
How you
birds?
guys doing?
It's not me.
You got declared. Have you got birds in the back or something? What's that noise?
It's a Sanya with a red bird.
It's midnight for me. No birds here. It's going to be bats and owls here. And spiders.
All I can hear is someone's birds going off.
I know.
I don't own any birds.
I guess that is from my end. That's not the birds. That's the car background music for the reverse gear or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It sounds like some, I don't know what it sounds like a load of birds just singing or something from what I can hear it, but it is what it is. But Declared, welcome to the show. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good, mate. How you guys doing?
We're all right,
and happy
mate.
birthday again too, huh? Post birthday. I thought you would have been hungover and stuff.
No, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. You know me. I'm just I was a little bit ill actually, and then I was going to stream yesterday, but I didn't get a chance, and I thought I'll come in today and just do a quick review of where we are at the moment. Obviously, top of the league. Obviously, we've had quite a hard start, which is we've not done too bad on, and now we're looking at the games coming ahead and what our thoughts are moving forward. Obviously, we've got Southampton in between that EFL Cup as well. We've got Malmo, who we need to beat really after losing against Juventus as well. I mean, do you still, in terms of the Champions League, do you still see Chelsea finishing first, or do you think they're going to finish second this time around?
We'll finish first.
I think we'll finish first, just because Juventus set up defensively against us, man. Now, when they have to go chase games, I think that's been their issue.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to chase all these games. And
We'll get them back
they're
at the
probably
bridge.
more in for a slip-up than us.
Yeah. Do you think we beat Juventus at home though? Do you think? Obviously, I don't know. I know we got Malmo. We got Zenit after that, is it? Or I don't know. Who we got after
No,
that. Is it?
2 games. I think Juventus will slip against Zenit, especially
Yeah.
away.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
If
they
they
won't
don't drop
make it.
points, Jim, if they don't drop points and we have to go there for a win and all they need is a draw, they'll do the same thing again and make it hard for us. But if they drop points against Zenit, I don't think anyone's dropping points against Malmo. But if they have a slip up somewhere and where they're in a situation where they don't need, the points not good enough, then I think we can win that. We can win a game like that.
I think goal difference as well gonna play a big part because Juventus only beat Memo 3-0. I think so. We need to win about 5-6. You know.
Juventus and Zenit have got a better goal differences, so we're going to need to start scoring some goals against Malmo.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah.
Our head is better than Zenit. That's why we're both.
I don't care if we finish first or second in the group, as long as we get out of it.
We want to.
I don't think it's important.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to finish first.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be like other seasons where there's really hard hot twos.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the groups are going to be pretty standard of teams finishing first, the good ones. So you want to finish first. But yeah, like what Redneck said, at minimum, you want to get out of the group. It'll be embarrassing if we don't.
I just don't want to repeat after 2012 in the Championship League and don't get out of the group and go to Europe.
I'm not trying to see that.
Well, guys, after Burnley at home, we play Leicester, we play Juventus. I didn't know that at home, and then we've got Man United, Watford, West Ham. So it gets slightly harder going into November to the beginning of December. Again, I think the December period is so important because you know yourselves, you get so many games in such a small period of time. It's like playing every 2-3 days, game after game after game, and that's where points can be won and lost. But the reason that I want to go all the way up to December is because from the 1st of Jan onwards, the AFCON kicks in. Obviously, Chelsea's got Liverpool at home, so they'll have no Salah and Mane. We'll have no Mendy, which means Kepa will come in. That's a big. That's going to be a big sort of part of the season, especially when you've got Man City, Tottenham, Brighton, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Look at them 5 games in January and February. It's mad, absolutely mad.
The World Cup club is going to be in December, in February now.
Is it in February, the Club World Cup? Is it? All right, well, that worked in our favour, doesn't it? Because that would have been in December as well. I mean,
no, that would be in the Championship League.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know. Read this.
Looking at November's games, obviously you've got Malmo, Burnley, Leicester, Juventus, Man United, and then just throw Watford in there as well. I mean, we could
play more low blocks teams than that. Newcastle, Burnley, Juventus, Watford, Zenit. Like, literally. Like, which one is going to attack us?
Man United will come at us at home, and I think Leicester away will be. I don't think they will sit to defend. What do you feel?
No, Man
I think
United
they both will.
No. It depends what happens with Solskjaer. If United sack Solskjaer, then they're gonna.
Then Carrick will be coach by then.
Oh, AFCON's on the night. Fair enough, man. So we'll be playing Salah and Mane before we disappear. Interesting. Okay, interesting.
No, but don't they leave with their squads a few days before then?
That's what I thought they would have done, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's, what is it, 8 days? I don't think it'll be enough.
8 days. Oh, not actually. No, but hear this though. You see, with Man United, it's a really weird one because we don't really have a good record against Man United the last couple of years in the league, and we need to start sorting it out, especially because of the question marks around Solskjaer. I wouldn't want us to be the team that gets Solskjaer sacked, but I want Solskjaer as the manager so that we can beat them, even though we never beat him.
Well, go on,
I was going to say, if you've seen Solskjaer play any of the top 4 teams, I was going to say top 6, but not really. When he goes against the big teams, he just sits back. He plays for the draw almost. I wonder how that's going to play out, because I think that's where he might actually get the results that actually saves his job.
Well, you say that. He's got Leicester, Atlanta, Liverpool, Tottenham, Atlanta, Man City in his next 6 games. He could be gone before he even gets to Chelsea.
They'll beat Atlanta home and away because Atlanta are literally a tailor-made for United. They come onto them lead.
The attacking team here, Atlanta is a good team.
No, but Atalanta, it's not that they're dead, it's that they play into United's hands because they'll literally come onto them and it's literally just like, Rashford, Ronaldo, Martial, Sancho, all these men running at them. They'll win it easy.
United will win that game on counter.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I actually think United can beat Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
I said
City.
as well.
How many points? Let's go through them game by game because it'd be interesting to know how many points you think that Chelsea can accumulate in these games. And even if you think it's a draw or loss, let's just be honest about it. With Brentford as our next game away, obviously we've seen them against top teams at the moment. They can cause issues. I do think they could work to our advantage in the way that they play, but we'll see what happens. Who's confident that we beat Brentford away?
Yeah, we'll win 3-1, mate.
Yeah,
2-1, probably.
yeah.
I think we just nick it, man. They're going to be
win. I don't
actually a bit
care
of a
how we
surprise
win, but we
package.
need to win, obviously, don't we? And that's the thing. And especially coming back from international, it's never easy. It's never easy to come back from international and jump into a game, especially in a game like Brentford, where their players are going to be literally resting. Do you know what I mean? Until that game, so it's going to be an interesting one. In terms of Norwich,
The question is how far the international game between and Brentford. Like how many days rest players gonna have?
they're not going to have
I
many.
think they're
Are they?
pushing them, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they'll have about 3 days, if I'm right, between the games. Between
It
Brentford
depends
and
who's gonna start.
We got 2 days. I think
Wait, when's the last England game then?
next Wednesday. So, or Thursday. We got 2 days rest.
yeah.
So
No, I hear you.
Hungary and.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting one anyway. So we have to wait and see what happens with that game. I mean, we've got Southampton again in the EFL Cup. How far do you think Chelsea can go in this cup? Do you want us to win it? Do you not really care?
Yeah.
I
Now,
want to win it.
Win it all.
not the way, and we're winning it.
I want to win it.
We want to win. Trophy we're in.
Yep.
You know, so
It gives you
I just looked it
momentum.
up. I think the biggest issue is the South American games. They play they play really late on a Thursday for you guys.
Yeah.
The problem is they cannot play in the game anyway. They have to isolate for a week.
I thought they got rid of that.
Thiago Silva then.
That's why Thiago Silva was not going to be against Brentford. It's already been told by Tuchel.
Yeah.
I think he won't play against Brentford or Malmo. He might come in against Norwich, but not them two.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but the defense is not a problem. I think the reason why I ask what game is the England playing last, because one of the team play on artificial turf, and the ankle problems usually comes out on the artificial turf. So, and Mount, that's the problem. I don't know what Mount had injury before this. I still don't know. Nobody told me what kind of injury that he missed 2 games of. So I don't know how that. And then Chilwell.
He had an ankle injury.
He had ankle injury. There we go.
Yeah.
So I think
It's fine though. He came back against Southampton. Against Southampton.
No, but Joe, I just remembered we've actually got an international break after the Burnley game.
Yeah, I know. Going into November, isn't it? That's when we play Man United. I think we come back to Man United at home.
No, we come back Leicester. I swear it's Leicester.
Leicester. That's it. Yeah, Leicester then Man United. I think it is. Yeah.
are we having another international break after?
Yeah, in 5 games time. Yeah, after 5 games time.
The international breaks are killer, aren't they? I hate them. I hate them. It's not only do I hate them for this because it's.
And there's a lot this season as well.
Yeah. Rand, what you saying, bro? You right?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Yeah, it's just it's all good. It's all good. Where you guys are top by only 1 point, so it's all okay. It's all okay.
How confident are you as a Liverpool fan that you guys will be competing for the title this year, mate?
I will be competing. That's a fact. We will be competing.
What, even
Are we going to win
Mane?
it? I mean, if you look at the fixtures, they'll only be out for 2 games. That's it. That's if they go to the final of AFCON.
That's all right. I didn't think that. Yeah.
So that's why they sort of like booked it when the normal international break is going on. So I'm not really.
So are you think you're gonna win it, Maggie?
No.
My
'Cause
question to Liverpool fan is actually
Wait,
different.
are you
The
the guy from Liverpool? Do you think you're gonna win it?
No, our depth is not good enough.
Yeah, nice one. No, he's speaking wise now. I thought he'd come and say you're gonna win it.
No.
So I disagree with you if you think that, mate.
If we got a midfielder and another forward, then I'll be very confident. But
I'm not confident in your defense. I don't think your defense is leaking a lot of goals as well.
Yeah, but we have been leaking quite a few goals. But again, if we had another midfielder and a striker, I don't think we'll be conceding a lot of goals because our midfielders.
You have like 5 midfielders on the bench. What kind of midfielder do you need?
More or less like a box to box, like if I was going to be particular, like a Frankie De Jong or a Goretzka. But we're never going to get them. Or if I would love if we get Kessié for free. Kessié is a baller. He's sick.
He ain't that good, man. I've seen this.
What's that players that like in came from Germany? 2 players to Liverpool, both. Keita and another one. There's the box-to-box midfielders.
Yeah, but Keita always gets injured. Ox always gets injured. That's the reason. You say 5 midfielders. Elliot, which is our centre, well, technically he's a winger, but he's been playing centre mid, is injured. Keita is injured. Thiago's injured. Ox has injury problems. So that's why we said we needed another midfielder, like an auxiliary kind of player.
Hey, he's a Milner box to box. You guys just keep playing him.
But he's old.
Back.
He's old.
Milner
Hey, the way you guys press, all your players are box to box anyway. So
but
throw anyone in there.
To compete, we need to I have the utmost respect for James Milner. He's if you see the physique of the guy, he's
not better than Aspie though. I saw the debates on.
No, don't try that. Aspie can only play right back, left back, and a centre back and a back 3. Milner can play centre, right wing, left wing, right wing back. No, do not try that. Do not try to play in midfield. Milner can play winger, false 9, cam, CDM, centre mid, right back, and left back.
Yeah, but not to a great level. You can play anyone in that position. Doesn't mean they're great, does it?
What's good, bro? He was
consistent, bro.
So when he's playing left back, he was sick.
Ram,
let me tell you something to a Liverpool fan real quick. Do you know why you have a problems with the box-to-box midfielders? You have a Milner on your training practice. He's the one that injures all of them on the practice pitch.
That's not true because for the likes of Keita, when he steps onto an airplane, he gets injured. So I can't take that.
That's true.
Not to mention, them man had the raw damn Jake Livermore Wijnaldum in there.
Alright, put some respect on Wijnaldum's name, bro. Put some respect.
Scrub.
He's not a scrub. If you see him play for Netherlands and Liverpool back in 2018,
he's not a scrub, man. He's not a scrub.
He was sick.
He's a good player.
He's average at best. In fact, no, I take it back. I'm only bantering. Wijnaldum's a good player, but I do think he was a bit overrated.
James Milner isn't.
No, Milner's a good player as well. Milner's better than Wijnaldum, to be honest.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
The only thing I've ever seen Wijnaldum do was when you smoked Arsenal 4-0 and he put Ramsey on his ass 3 times in a row.
So I can say the same for Kovacic. Kovacic is so similar to Wijnaldum. He doesn't really do much.
Hold on.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was.
My hearing messed up.
Maybe I would say Wijnaldum does better than Kovacic. He's scoring goals. He used to score.
Isn't that the most important thing? Because he
likes to bring up. That's a good point.
But isn't that it? But Wijnaldum's good at progressing in the midfield. He's good at tackling than Kovacic.
He's good at being a headless chicken. Yeah, that's that one. Yeah,
that one. I mean, moving with the ball is not being a headless chicken. You have to have a little bit.
He just runs around like Henderson, headless chickens, just chasing the ball around. No,
wait, that's disrespectful. I can say the same for Kovacic and Kante runs like a as well.
Ram, here's the thing. Last year when people were criticizing Thiago, I was always saying the reason why Thiago looked so dead was because he was playing next to Wijnaldum. Once he got put next to Fabinho, He looked like Thiago Alcan's source that everyone knows about.
Yeah, but Flacco's Flacco. Flacco is just sick. Flacco's sick. Flacco's the best, one of the best DMs, top 3 DMs in the world. Like,
Yeah,
I have. He's one of my favorite midfielders because he reminds me a lot like Vieira and Silva put together. Like he's got.
No. He's a baller. What? He's not like David Silva. No.
No, not David Silva. Sorry, Gilberto Silva. I needed to clarify. Gilberto Silva.
He's not like Gilberto Silva.
Yes, he has that dirty nature like Gilberto, bro.
He is better than Gilberto Silva. I'm telling you, Gilberto
That's
Silva.
what I said, Gilberto Silva and Vieira put together.
Nah, because
Ram, can I ask you a question, mate? Do you think Liverpool will give Salah the big contract at 500 grand a week?
Salad. Man like salad.
500. I mean, if we have to be a top club, we have to give the money. We have to give the money. And plus, you think about it, yeah? He would be a very good investment because the commercialization of him is incredible because he's got a lot of reach. And
Ram,
if people want to make money, they have to use him.
Ram, being a Liverpool fan, where do you think Chelsea will finish, mate, this season?
Look, man, I can't rule out City, bro. City is City without
I ask you a question where Chelsea will be. Why are you talking about City?
Because they'll be winning the Premier League.
Yeah, what do you expect from Chelsea? Like, where are you seeing us from what you've seen so far?
Second place and going to the quarterfinals, but you get Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich knock you out.
So what, Ram? So you think we finish above Liverpool?
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, the guy's admitting it. The guy's saying it.
Yeah, you got to bet. I still think we're gonna learn someone in like Jack Cork.
Nah, bro. I think you're playing reverse psychology. You're playing reverse psychology. I know what you're trying, bro.
I'm not trying nothing.
I think we're gonna get. You have Salah. You have Mo Salah. We got
Mo Salah, but we have no midfield. We have no midfield.
What do you mean you got no midfield? What do you mean you got no midfield? You have Fabinho.
More than half of our midfielders are gone. More than half of
Fabinho
to go as well.
Gone where? They're gone where? You have Fabinho, best CDM. You have.
I thought Thiago.
What do you mean NHS? Fabinho is hardly injured. Exactly. He did not.
He's always injured.
How many passes? He broke the record of passing in the Chelsea game. Yeah, he broke the record of passing in the Chelsea game when we're down to 10 men.
Bro,
so you've got the best midfield, bro.
You can't.
You've got the best manager in Jurgen Klopp.
Well, he's better than Tuchel. Yeah, he's better than Tuchel.
Yeah, he's better than Tuchel. He's better. Yeah, he's better than Tuchel. So you're finishing. If you don't win the league,
bro, he's not out. I said before he's going to be back after the international break. He's not coming back after the international break. He is not. He's
not winning the league then.
He is gone for 2 months. I saw the guy in crutches. Even tried to hide it as well, but he can't. I saw them crutches. He is injured. He's out.
So you guys are winning the league then? Come on. How
No,
can you not win the league?
Because we don't have the
You've
depth.
got the best. What? You only play 38 games. You guys don't like winning cups.
Bro.
You only play for the league.
But we are gonna get injuries. We are getting injuries. That's a fact.
I will agree with Ram because the way Tuchel or the way what's his name, Klopp running, the way they pressing, the way they practicing on the pitch, he runs players to the death. They literally will get injured. I know they will get injured.
But they're Liverpool. They will win the league. I'm telling you. We Chelsea will finish. I think we'll struggle to make top 4.
What's wrong with you?
One second.
Rodrigo's going to do reverse psychology.
Like a comedy,
bro.
I know what Rodrigo's doing because I saw him in the chat. Yeah. I know what he's doing. I just clocked. Yeah.
Bro. We are small pony. We're pony. Remember what Mourinho said in 2014? We're pony. We need milk.
What about Big 44?
Well, start milking the bull then if you need some milk.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Man City look very, very strong, but I think
Man City are very good.
I think City gonna drop a lot of points, you know. But
I don't think they will.
Strong.
Bro,
I think the team that will.
City is the hardest team, I think. If we beat City at home, we beat City, we win in the league.
Yeah, anyone that finish above City win the league, basically.
For sure.
Yeah, that's.
I think any team finish above Chelsea will win the league. I think Chelsea, because they scrub the. I think Chelsea win the league.
Okay, Ram, can I ask you a question, bro?
Yes.
To me.
So this is a debate that one of my guys who Liverpool fan asked me. Would you rather sell Firmino or Mane?
Firmino.
I would if I was FSG. Who has more value?
Mane.
Who has Mane?
Bobby. Bobby's more important. There's no one like Bobby in that team.
No, we're talking about value, like monetary value.
Mane has a lot of value. That's the thing.
Yeah, Mane has a lot of value.
Mane. He's finished to me. Last year, Firmino.
No, bro. Mane is good. I've watched Liverpool.
They just proved they don't even need Firmino. They'll be playing Jota on his spot. He's so easily replaceable.
Really then again, Firmino was injured as well.
But Mane is looking good though. I can admit it as a Chelsea fan.
No, but here's the thing. And this is where this is probably the only Liverpool player I'll ever defend. Firmino, in them times when Liverpool was doing well, was, for me, the third most important player behind Salah and Van Dijk. That man, without him,
I agree with
Mane and Salah don't get the numbers they've got. I don't care what anyone says. If you don't get his...
I agree with you. But what I'm saying to you, bro, I've watched Liverpool this season. I think Mane is going back to his levels. The only time I didn't watch
I'd like to agree with him. Because
he's going back to his
Mane
level.
this season has been good. I mean, he's already scored 4 goals and a couple of assists as well.
Did you see him against Leeds? Man missed about 15 chances.
It's not by missing. That's the thing, Mane. Last year, if you look toward the end, he was getting tired. I think he was like mentally tired.
Can we forget all this Liverpool crap and talk about Chelsea?
1 second, guys. I want to read out from JJ. Big up to JJ. Says, Jem, I like that you have Ram on for the debate. And then I've got another one that's coming from Varren as well. Big up to Varren saying, does Liverpool depend too much on Salah or on attack? Yes, I'd say is the answer to that.
I guess so. But a lot of attackers, a lot of teams rely on one spearhead, like Lukaku.
Yeah, if you have the best player in the world, obviously you're gonna rely on him.
So is what best players do.
Yeah,
it's better than Messi.
Salah. If Salah doesn't perform, Liverpool finish.
Yeah,
that's if big if.
Yeah, if they can happen.
Or Salah gets injured.
I disagree. I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool. I think their players are all on fire. I think Mane is still not all that. I've always said Liverpool's best front three is Firmino in the false 9, Salah and Jota. And yeah,
they play Jota on the wing.
Yeah, Jota on the wing.
Jota's a winger, bro. Jota is actually
but how you playing him right now? You don't play him on the wing though.
Yeah, but that's because we have to cover for Firmino. We have to cover.
Interchangeable.
He's more like an auxiliary. He's an auxiliary forward, isn't it?
But that's what I'm saying. Because he's so interchangeable, that's why Firmino's so replaceable.
He's not replaceable for me.
Can we go back to Chelsea? Yeah, I want to ask the panel. I'm
I like
Liverpool,
to talk about Liverpool,
from all the games that we've seen this season, what has been your favorite game so far? The game that you've been like, we've definitely bossed it. For me, I'd say Crystal Palace.
Tottenham second half.
Tottenham second half.
I actually really like this last game that we played, Southampton, because the players that performed were the players I didn't think they were going to do well.
Liverpool away with our best performance so far, by far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liverpool away.
Tactically, Liverpool away.
The Boss FC, yeah.
First half.
For me, the best performance was against Southampton.
I didn't think Chelsea started very well.
I thought it was kind of even.
Chelsea didn't start very well.
For that idiot Anthony Taylor, we would have won that game 3-1.
It's not Anthony Taylor's fault that Reece James decided to play volleyball, bro.
It's not his fault. That idiot, we would have won.
But Reece James was playing volleyball, bro. I don't know what he was doing.
What was your most disappointed game of Chelsea so far?
I didn't know you
So
play
far,
volleyball with you
Man
almost.
City.
Man City.
Man, Juventus.
Wow.
Juventus.
I just love how
Because
everyone
we're
is in
playing home
agreement
as
with
well.
this particular statement.
The way
against
we
City.
approached the game wasn't great, was it?
Yeah. The way we approached that game was completely off.
We didn't even move.
I thought Juventus was worse.
Juventus game was
I mean,
I agree with
Yeah, I think Juventus was. If you're talking about the
But
league,
Jim, can I
Man
just say
City.
something?
Overall,
With Juventus game, we controlled the position, 66 to 70%. But the issue was Lukaku had that chance, and he should have scored. 1-1. We take it.
but we look so lethargic.
By
even when we have
Lukaku
the
scored.
ball.
Just 1 second, Magic. If Lukaku scored that chance, we're already talking we lost against Juventus because because he didn't score that chance. It's becoming a bad game.
I thought it was a bad game anyway.
I think it was. I think we're too slow.
I still rank the Man City one worse because that was harder to watch. Because you're watching that and you're like, we're just going to cop a goal. You just know it. The way
For me,
the longer it went, you just kept watching. You go, we're going to lose this game. Where in the Juventus game, you still felt we're still in it.
No, I didn't.
For me, the most disappointing.
We're the ones in their half, man. So
yeah, but I felt
even
in the second half.
Rednick has just almost
we looked like we were going
said
to
that.
score in the formation. That's what I'd say.
Rednick, go ahead.
For me, is the most disappointing as a team we played against City. As individuals, we played against Juventus. The disappointment. The disappointment as a team, we played bad against City. As individuals, we played bad against Juventus. That's why I don't think City was that good. I think we should. If we were half what we are supposed to be, we would have won that game. But
are you guys
concerned
that ever since Tuchel came in, we haven't actually won a game that kick off at 12:30 on Saturday?
Not really.
It's actually more than just Tuchel. You can watch Lampard's
It's like the players can't wake up early in the morning or something.
Yes. It's actually a fact that actually it's harder to wake up and play high intensity games in the morning. That's why some people actually do the better in the evening.
And conversely, we play well
people.
at 5:30. At 5:30, we play well.
5:30
and after international break too.
What does that mean?
Guys, I do have another question
early
for
birds, then? Is that what that
the
means?
panel here.
We're not playing in the morning. We're not early birds.
I actually do that, Jem. I actually check every time my fixture list come out. The first thing I check is when are we playing Spurs, and then when's our kickoff, early kickoffs, because I can't stand Spurs. Oh my god!
We already could tell, Rodrigo, you're superstitious, mate.
Yeah, very. I have the same top.
Guys,
I wear that top every day, and then
I'm watching the end of the league games.
When I was younger, she washed the top, and then we lost to Spurs in the League Cup final. So I blame her. For that one trophy Tottenham won in 2008, it's because my mum washed my favorite top on that day, and I didn't wear it.
Yeah, I'll get like that sometimes.
Guys, I do have another question for the panel.
May games, like in
May. Let it rip.
Go ahead, man.
All right. So the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys today about was on the Rudiger situation. I know I'm not talking about the contract situation, but the contract situation obviously is there. But the other thing that I'm concerned about is if at all Rudiger is getting injured, right? Touch wood, it shouldn't happen. But then we don't have a backup, to be honest. We're not going to play with Sarr. So do you think we would go for a left center back? I mean, maybe a center back or a left center back, whatever you want to call, in the January transfer window. I kind of see that this is an imminent position that we would like to fill.
You don't think Chalobah can play there?
Yeah, that's what I say. Vijay, you're kind of like answering your own questions, bro. What about Chalobah and Sarr, and then even Reece James?
Exactly. I mean, these are options, but I don't see anyone being.
No, they're backups. You said we don't have backups.
See, the backup is obviously Sarr. I don't see Chalobah playing there because he's never played on the left side.
I don't think that Sarr is good.
No, but Vijay, if we need to, right? What you're saying, because you're almost saying of bringing another player in. Let's say they go, Tuchel puts him there because we need him to play him there, and he does well. They can do it. They can play there.
Yeah,
They're not just one. They don't have autism where they can only play one way on one side, and then when you go to the other side, you can't play.
Christensen plays for national team on that side.
God.
I remember Tuchel playing Emerson as a left centre back last year in FA Cup games. So he could probably try. No, I don't want to suggest.
Alonso.
Alonso
just try anything game.
Yeah.
It depends how much Rudiger asked the money, because nobody knows how much Rudiger asked. Because reports saying one thing, that's not. I don't believe it. Like reports saying Salah is asking for 500k. There is no way Liverpool pays that. There's no way even Real Madrid will pay him that. So
apparently, it's
hey, mate, BSU
on a free, they might.
Yeah, BSU will give him 500 grand a week.
Yeah,
BSU will give
him. He's the best player on the planet in a minute.
Yeah.
Apparently he wants 300. Apparently.
He's the best goal scorer on the planet at the minute.
350.
Van Dijk on 300. Van Dijk on 280.
Van Dijk's on about 280, 275.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nearly 300. So actually, Salah is 500. Easy.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about Rudiger's contract.
Yeah, not in the Premier League.
We're going to talk more about Rudiger's contract later in the week. But one of the things that Abs, when he's gone, Abs, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Lukaku? Because it feels like he's getting away with murder, is what Abs is saying. So let's see what he's got.
Yes. Thank you, Abs. Thank you.
Get off the fence and tell us.
All right, so let me just clarify. He's not been the worst player in our attack. But however, we need to have this conversation. Everyone keeps on complaining, he gets no service, he gets no service, he gets no service. And fair enough. The guy behind him against Juventus, he was not worse than Havertz and Ziyech. But what made Drogba so good? What makes Benzema so good? What makes Lewandowski so good? What made Aguero and all these elite strikers so good? If the ball weren't coming to them, they'd move around and try and,
preach
and do their thing. What Lewandowski does, the reason why Lewandowski scores all these goals, fair enough, the Bayern team is sick. If you watch
can I just stop you a second, mate?
One second.
Let him finish, bro. Between Lewin and Lukaku, they're two different. Lewin is more mobile.
He's getting to his point. Let him land.
Let him finish. Let's see what he's got to say. Yeah.
And even, Lewandowski is different because Lewandowski's in a galaxy of his own. He's probably the best striker of the last 10 years, to be honest. But if you look at, for instance, Didier Drogba, who everyone says Lukaku's playing style is similar to him, Drogba was always moving. He didn't just stand static and hold one defender. He would move it back.
Drogba wasn't ready in the beginning. Lukaku needs time. That's all. He's got to come good.
He needs to move. You can't.
Can I ask you? Do you put Lukaku in that group of players you just mentioned?
Who?
Do I in what bracket?
Based as a
Lewandowski.
Based as a
Drogba, Benzema. Do you put Lukaku that high?
Yes.
As a striker in terms of finishing and scoring goals,
we will have to.
As an overall footballer, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but that's
people have said he's world class. People have said he's top 5.
Of course he is.
Yeah, but he's at scoring goals, Ram, isn't he? Wait a second. If you look at his record and what he's done for the last 2 seasons prior to it at Inter Milan, he's up there with the Harry Kane's, Lewandowski's in terms of goals scored. His overall game isn't for me. I've said that as well. That's why I said that.
I agree. That's why I was trying to say.
I think what Abs is saying is that why doesn't I'll give you an example. I've asked this question to Daniel and he still hasn't given me an answer to it. The best strikers in the world make movement for other people. Lewandowski is amazing, and the reason why the likes of Sane and Gnabry are great is because of his movement. The reason why Muller gets the goals that he gets is because of Lewandowski.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I was saying to you, mate, you cannot compare Lukaku to Lewin. You can.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. Listen, just hear me out. He doesn't possess the attribute Lewin have. It's not. Sometimes when you look at Lewandowski, he doesn't act as a number 9 because he's quick. He's got good feet and mobile. Lukaku is very heavy. He doesn't move enough for me.
And
what about the Cannibal Suarez?
So I bought Suarez in the category with Lewin. I bought Suarez for Lewandowski because he was skilled. Look what he's doing to Norwich.
You can't just be a.
That's my point. That's what they can't do.
Let me. Can I put some 5 cents real quick?
Yeah.
So for me, it's two different things, two problems. First of all, two players that usually play with him did not play well. So and Lukaku only played in the system for 7 games without preseason. So for me, it's two combined things. One thing is not enough time playing with the team, and he is not enough playing with the specific players because they are not coming up to his level yet. That's the problem. I never was for Lukaku to come in. I was for Haaland from the beginning, but Lukaku.
Did you hear his interview?
My forward is Lukaku now, so I'm all for him. I just need to see him more, and by December I will tell you if he's a flop or not. Now it's too early to say.
No, but Redneck.
For me, it was the system. Let's just weigh in as well. For me, it's
system though.
Oh, let me explain. Let me explain then. For me, because if you see Inter Milan, he got a lot more. He had a lot more movement because he played like what he just mentioned.
He had Martinez, man.
He played counter-attack games. Stop comparing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he loves to run at plays. He loves to go wide, and he loves to run at plays. He doesn't like to have his back a goal. He said that himself.
Yeah, he said that clearly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he said
you can see when he played for West Brom, Everton, he loves. There was way more movement there. When he went to Man United, there was none. Right? He went to Inter Milan, way more movement, and because he just likes running out with players, and he almost plays like a big winger, almost that he wants to be a winger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's if Tuchel's telling him, "I want you in this area, maybe move here," maybe that's on command. Right, that's command from the coach. Told him not to go over there, and because when he goes in the wing, he's not. You don't want him to cross it in. Maybe we don't want that or the big movement that you're talking about when we had played the false nine.
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm trying to say because he likes to play with actually forward mentality player, like the center forward, but we play him as like transition players, Mount and Kai Havertz. He wants to play with somebody like him that thinks like him. Because if you play, it's like Drogba and I keep comparing it to Drogba and Anelka. I don't want him playing with Drogba like a Drogba and Kalou. That's two different players. Or Malouda, Drogba and Anelka, two center forward that think alike. That's why Anelka was the one that goes wide places and Drogba will stay in center. That's what kind of player he needs. Because the problem with Chelsea, we did not have a complete center forward that in-box center forward. That's what we had problem at Chelsea. So Tuchel doesn't tell him don't go wide, because if you go wide, we're gonna have the same problem as we had last season. Kai Havertz in the box or Mount in the box and stuff like that. If he will play Timo Werner beside him, I think we're gonna see better Lukaku than what he is now.
Do you guys agree with me that we, in terms of football, right, we played better last season with Timo Werner in the team, like in terms of like intricate passes around the box and the movement.
Well, that's the point I was trying to say it to you, my guy.
And the same time,
you can't put Lukaku in the same bracket. Just hear me out. You can't put Lukaku in the same bracket as Lewandowski or Suarez. It's completely different player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the way his game, you need to understand his game different. He's not that skillful guy, goes in there, turn quickly, quick feet. He's not. Lewandowski is that. Suarez is that. Mo Salah is that. He's a guy. He's a target man. He wanna just stop them in, header, play. Our ball for the defense. That's what he does. And I don't know if with that Chelsea system in the long run it will work or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted Haaland. Listen, that's why I wanted Haaland over Lukaku, because Haaland, that's his attribute. He can turn, he's quick, he finished right and left. That's why I wanted Haaland over Lukaku.
No, 100. But here's the thing. This is the thing I wouldn't say about Lukaku, right? And also, I'm not even. You know what? I don't think it's fair to particularly compare him to like Benzema and Lewandowski because they're in a galaxy of their own. Even if we look at other Premier League strikers, Cavani. Now, Lukaku is a better finisher than Cavani, but the reason why Cavani was scoring as many goals as he did in a Man United team, that by the way do not create that too many chances, is because Cavani's movement is elite. The man knows where to go, where to be, so he'll make chances for himself, And if he misses one, it's not the end of the world because he knows he's going to move around and find the space. Lukaku needs to pound off with his movement. He needs to move out a bit
the
more
flow.
and start being a bit more of an outlet, not just pin himself against the centre back and expect to do a roll and turn and ping it top bins.
I think Cavani doesn't move that much, to be honest.
Nah, he does.
Cavani's movement is sick. It's sick.
That's the thing. If you want to be a world-class striker, you need to do more than just be a big lump and cause defenders a lot of problems. You know what I mean? Like,
but what I was saying, Rams,
I'll give you an example, right?
That makes sense.
Similar to Lukaku, I think Vlahovic is very similar to Lukaku. Like, they like to run at defenders. They like to go into the box and be that dominant striker. But Vlahovic's movement is so much better than Lukaku's because he goes left to right, he shimmies, he does all these different kind of movements just to try and give it give his teammates a lot of space. And I don't think Lukaku does that. And I think Lukaku needs to pattern up in that time in terms of his game because when push comes to shove, the likes of De Ligt and Bonucci love battles. They love to fight with a striker, and that's why they won. Because they want to have a physical battle, and they know they can beat him. And other defenders like Lewis Dunk, Pontus Jansson, they want to have that fight with Lukaku. They eat that up. They eat it up.
No,
I agree, Rams. But the thing is that I think it's the amount of numbers that go forward. I think it's congested. Like every time, like I take that on board, I go, "Where's Lukaku going to go?" I want him in the box.
But that's the thing.
At certain moments, I want him in the box. So he really can't. He's not a Harry Kane where he's going to pull his great passes. He can just link up, right? And he can link up and run back, right? But in terms of going, where would you want him to go anyway? Well, that's probably a question I see to you guys.
That's where the elite strikers come into play. That's the way they find spaces where no one else can do it. And if he's that top 5 striker, he has to do that.
No, but you mentioned the Juventus game, yeah? They had 8 people back there. 6 people right across the middle and, 1 out wide on each side, right? So I couldn't see anywhere that Lukaku was going to go. Unless it wasn't a great game for him, right? He's not like he's Pulisic, he's going to grab the ball, turn, you can make something out of nothing. Lukaku can't do that. So that's his main problem.
What about running across the defenders? What about running across the defenders? Try and bring one of them out and give a space for someone else to go through.
Yeah, he needs to do that.
That was zonal. So no one's going to follow Lukaku all the way. They're going to let him go. If Lukaku goes out of there, that's great.
But you have to keep on trying. But you have to keep on trying, innit? That's how the top strikers do it.
Another funny part, we play in slow midfield.
Don't get me wrong. People fear Lukaku. Defenders fear Lukaku. They fear the likes of Lewandowski, Kane, Benzema. They fear them because of their potency in front of goal. Trust me.
We can't hear you.
Lost volume on your Rams.
Lost volume on your mate.
Yeah, you're trying so much shit. We can't hear you.
Is it better now?
What's good, Jeff? How you doing? How you boys doing?
Good, Daniel. Daniel, please bury this guy.
What I'm hearing about Lukaku is hilarious. And you know what? By January, I'm going to collect all this movement, all this bullshit. After 2 games that everybody else has been extremely poor. Oh, he needs to do more. He needs to run this. The top strikers do this. How the fuck has he scored 150 goals in the Premier League if he can't do all that?
Because you know how many strikers?
You know how many strikers? Yo, stop chatting. Let me speak, man. Listen, you guys have been talking about Lukaku for a cool minute. Let me just get my shit off. All right. So a striker who is the highest goal scorer for Belgium ever, right? One of the highest goal scorers, the highest goal scoring teenager ever, because you guys like to talk about generational and all this other crap, right? And has had the highest conversion rate last year, while also not out of the center forwards. Scores so many goals, and it's he needs to run, he needs to make this run because this striker does this. He can score the way he does, play the way he plays. If we play to his strengths, we know he's gonna score goals. I don't aesthetically need him to do what Benzema is doing or whoever else is doing. That's useless to me. We've seen Kane drop in and move around for England, and that did nothing for them. They needed him to play as a center forward. not to drop around and drop deep and all this other crap that he was doing. The fact that we have runners in our team means Lukaku should be doing that.
No, but
why is he running
Daniel,
too?
that's a good Daniel. That's a good theory, yeah. But teams won't let you play how you want to. Like there's a famous quote from Kasper Schmeichel when we beat them 4-0 was like, "Can we talk about how good they were? Because they didn't let us play. Teams won't let you play football, bro.
Oh yeah, of
Juventus
course.
didn't want you to play football.
Yeah,
Juventus
those are the best. First of all, we were so bad in that game as a team, and that's one of the best defensive teams in the freaking world. Do you think every team is going to play like that?
They're ninth.
So what? The season just started.
Bro, they're about 6 or 7 points behind Milan, bro.
The season just started, Rams. What are you talking about?
They're not in good form, bro.
The season. I keep saying this shit.
We shouldn't care about where Chelsea are right now.
Let me squash that, Ram. Let me squash that theory because last season, Man City were mid-table and struggling massively. Yeah, and they went on winning the league. Like that form is temporary. Like it can switch. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It can go. Like they could go on the. I'm not saying they're going to win the league, but they could switch it, and they could go on a good beating Chelsea. They could go on a good run of form now, and in their league.
Whatever. But let me say this:
when the iron's hot,
whatever it is, they struggle. Listen, Lukaku struggles against them. Juve, regardless of whatever you want to say, any system you play, he's played them 8 times. He only has 1 goal against them. Certain strikers that have that. Cristiano Ronaldo played Chelsea. Hold on, he played Chelsea 13 times. He has 2 goals. Messi played Chelsea 14 times. He has 2 goals. It happens. Certain teams you can't score against. You just have boogie teams. What are we talking about? He had 5 and 5. He had 5 and 5 against AC Milan.
I've been trying to get
Hold on.
you guys going around.
Every
Hold
top
on.
Jesus Christ. Hold on. He had 5 and 5 against AC Milan. Right? He had 4 and he had 4 and 2 against Lazio. He scored against Roma. 3 goals in his I think 3 goals in 4 games. Like he scored against every top team. Struggled against Juve. That happens. And now we're using that as, in the big games, he's not going to score. He's not going to do this. He scored it. Stop it, man. What are you talking about?
Bro, when he was at Everton, I saw they had
5 and 5 against his direct
Bro, I don't
rival.
care about Serie A. Premier League is a different ball game, bro. I saw they had Lovren pocketing, bro.
He has 5 goals against Arsenal. He has 5 goals against Liverpool. He has 5 goals against
Arsenal, bro.
So stop chatting shit. He has 5 goals against everybody.
Arsenal's a good team. Are you saying Arsenal's a top team?
When he was in the Premier League, they definitely were. Yes, when he was scoring against them in the Premier League, they were. 5 years ago? Are you kidding me?
No, they
when he was 19 in West Brom scoring against
Arsenal. They got patted up by Bayern every single season, bro.
You got patted up by Bayern back then. Are you crazy?
No, because United won. United were almost beat Bayern.
Listen, I don't know why you're yelling, but I don't know why you're yelling. No, you're chatting shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Lukaku was the highest scoring teenager ever. Are you crazy? You're not a top team. Now I'm talking about you.
You're dumb.
I'm talking about you.
Oh my god.
Ram.
Everyone's been trying to get Rams to go off and
Are you now top team then?
No, he's not a top team. I'm talking about him. He's not a top team.
2012, 2013 was shit.
You're bums.
What, 2012, 2013?
You have 1 Premier League title in 30 years, and now you can chat shit about top teams. You're the same as Arsenal. You're the same as Arsenal. You're the same level.
Football happens. Switched off his camera so that he can laugh peacefully.
Bro, you already found it because of
Fam. Don't chat shit about Arsenal. Talking about Arsenal on a big team. You guys are on the same level.
They haven't won a European Cup, bro.
You're on the same level in the Premier League. You have one Premier League title.
European Cup, bro.
You have 1 Premier League title. You had 1 Premier League title, fam. You should be embarrassed.
Shut up,
Slap
bro.
Slap yourself.
Bro,
1 Premier League title in 30 years and you're chatting shit.
Bro, shut
you
your
weren't
mouth,
born
bro.
30 years ago. You weren't even thought of.
I don't give a
30
shit.
years
I
ago.
don't give a shit.
So why are you talking about
30
it?
years ago, I saw my team win a European Cup.
I did too.
What did Arsenal have? Arsenal, I've never seen that team win the European Cup. They saw Thierry Henry win past it.
I don't give a fuck about Arsenal. You're on the same level.
Shut up, bro.
You're on the same level. You're on the same level.
Bro. Research.
Bunch of bums. 1 Premier League title in 30 years and you're chatting shit.
2 European Cups. I can content with that, bro. I can content with Steven Gerrard winning that European Cup in Istanbul against Maldini,
Sam, you didn't watch that.
Nesta,
I watched that. I was watching that. You didn't watch that.
You didn't watch that. Ram, calm down, man.
Shut up. You were 2 years old. You weren't watching that. I was watching that. I watched that game.
Stop. One of the greatest defenders of all time, Maldini, the GOAT.
Hold on about Maldini. Maldini was at the end of his career. Maldini was at the end of his career then.
Still the goat. Still the goat. Exactly.
Come on, man. I'm
What's
not
going on, boys?
disagreeing.
Who's the GOAT?
I watched. It was a great comeback.
Dida, top goalkeeper.
The only top player on that team was left at that point was Kaká, Sheva, and Sido.
What about Nesta? What about Nesta?
What about him?
What about Sam?
It was old, man.
Oh, come
on. Yeah, I don't know where we're talking about.
Man, I want to talk about, listen.
Revision of history, bro.
Never start the fight with Liverpool about the history.
Look at how we got to it. But anyway.
I'm finding it hard to recognize if the stream is about Chelsea or not now.
We're talking about a top team, a top striker, and he's mentioning bums, man. I don't want to hear about these guys.
Listen,
that's how well we're doing.
I want to
Levy, Levy, bro, Levy.
The one thing I would say is that with Lukaku, it's still very early doors. He is at Chelsea, and we need to support him and back him. Relevant if some people wanted Haaland, whoever is your choice, forget that at the moment. Lukaku's at Chelsea. Do I think that we need to see more from him? Still very early to call. Yeah, I need to see more games of him playing with this team, playing with the preferred two behind him, trying to build up a relationship. Chemistry is important. Like you talk about chemistry. Chemistry is important to get the best out of individuals, and we'll see. The judgment on Lukaku won't come now. This is not why I've done the show.
Yes, exactly.
The big problem with Lukaku is he's a bit predictable, Lukaku. That's
maybe, but he needs to change that up, doesn't he? And it might
no, I think it's probably Tuchel.
No, he doesn't.
Made Lukaku.
He doesn't change it up.
Yeah, I think Lukaku has more to his game. He can play. He can run in behind the striker. He can be a target, but I think Tuchel is using him primarily as a target man. I think we need to change that.
But what's wrong with that? Hey, I got to be honest. I'm happy with that with Lukaku. I want more from other players because we're creating all these chances. Yeah, we're creating. You know, I feel actually too comfortable. Or actually, be confident. I was meant to say not comfortable. when we play that if a chance going to fall to Lukaku, that he will score. Right? Last year, no one could score. I was like, well, we miss again, and no one. I didn't feel comfortable. Like even one-on-ones were missing. So at least we can feel, with a bit of confidence and that he has players. Because the people next to him, right, have to improve. We can say that they've been having bad games, so they got to lift. And Lukaku just has to keep scoring. I don't care.
I just heard you guys. Hold on, I heard you guys talking about because we talked about Werner a lot last season, and I heard people talking about find his runs. He makes 1,100 runs every single game. Find his runs. Play to the way he plays. Find his runs. All type of bullshit, right? And now when it comes to Lukaku, it's no. Change the way you play to find these guys. No, why should he do that? You know how Lukaku gets you 30 goals. You know how he gets you 25. Exactly. You know the way he's gonna get it to you.
Hold on a second.
Get him. Play the way he plays.
Okay, So you want us to play counter-attacking game to best?
It's not about counter-attacking game. How many times are the midfield runners running in behind him, giving him space? That's how he wants to play. He needs runners behind him.
With 2-6s,
no, I need. Hold on a second. What's your name? I forgot Yellow Bus. I forgot your name.
Daniel.
El Patron.
Whatever. The guy with the white beater.
El Jefe.
The Yellow Bus. Anyway, so here's my thing. You mentioned all these Lukaku goals that Lukaku scored, right? Which team he played that dominated in midfield? Which team did he play for that dominated in the midfield?
You can say
Lukaku.
Yeah.
Inter Milan.
Inter only.
Oh my God! If Inter Milan dominated midfield, you're crazy. If you think Inter Milan is dominated midfield,
Inter has some ballers.
The only team he played.
I don't know what you're talking about. You think Inter Milan dominated the ball in 85% of their games?
Inter had Brozovic and Barella, bro. He's
they skipped the midfield.
Yes, they skipped the midfield and they go directly to the wings. That's what I'm trying to say. They skipped the midfield. The dominated midfield is only he played for is Belgium. That's how we need to play. So to get best out of Lukaku. And I actually agree with you about it. It's not about Lukaku. It's about the players that plays around him. I'm not saying Lukaku needs to change. I'm saying Lukaku needs to play the way he plays based on what we have coming from the wings. And from the wings is best for him. It's the players like Timo Werner that create the space. And I don't want you to slag Timo Werner. Because of Timo Werner, we won the Championship League.
No, it wasn't because of Werner. But
Yeah, it was.
I hear you though.
The one player I really want to see is.
It wasn't. It wasn't, man. I'm sorry. It wasn't.
Take a L and get into the bus.
Yeah, I think
in Europe. No. In Europe there was a ranking, right? At the end of the season, there's a ranking. Oh yeah, I do. There was a ranking of the top 10 midfielders and top 10 forwards of the Champions League, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 players on both lists. One was Mason Mount, one was Kai Havertz on both lists, right? And then you had your Jorginho and Kante on the midfielder list. What list do you think Timo Werner was, since he was so important to us winning the Champions League? What list?
On the winners of the Championship League, he was on that list.
Yeah, they're all on that list, though.
They're
all on that list. They're all on that list. Yeah, but those who are listen. You guys don't have special eyes. Those who are voting and those who are ranking, they have eyes too. They've watched football for a long time. They ranked all these players. They gave Jorginho the European Player of the Year.
Here's the problem.
They gave Conte the Midfielder of the Year, but they looked at Werner and said, "Hold on." But they looked at Werner and said, "You're not top 10. You're not top 10. Period."
The Jorginho one is because he won the Champions League and won the Euros, bro.
If you don't know the difference,
then don't mention his name. You're telling me he won us the Champions League by doing what?
I'm not saying he won it. I say he's a part of the team that won it.
Alonso was as well.
No, you put in individuals. You make individuals. I'm making it as a team.
But we're talking about an individual. You don't talk about him or what he does. He did this with the
hold on a second.
Team.
We're
what
talking about Lukaku.
You mentioned
you're not talking about individual, right? So we have to bring ours in your conversation. Based on Lukaku, it's not about Lukaku. It's about the team. But when you're talking about Werner, it's not about the Werner. It's about the people around them. Pick a freaking fight.
I wasn't talking about Werner. You were.
Yes, and I'm telling you about the Werner.
And now you're saying, don't talk about Werner. You're the only one talking about Werner, brother.
You were slagging Werner.
I didn't mention Werner today.
Oh my God!
Slagging Werner.
Play
it back.
But you got receipts, bro. There's receipts of you slagging Werner.
Daniel, calm down.
From time, of course. From time.
Without
Daniel, guys scored 6 goals. Guys scored 6 goals in the Premier League.
That's why I start talking to you because you're flagging Werner.
Werner. So when you talk
what did I Redneck? What did I say about Werner today?
You defending Lukaku by slagging Werner.
When did I mention Werner today?
Today when you're defending Lukaku.
I never mentioned him. I never mentioned any of them.
Oh my God, people
I think you have an obsession with Werner, so you mustered his name out of thin air.
Obsession?
I never mentioned number 11. Are you crazy? I never mentioned him.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when you're slagging Timo Werner to defend.
Yeah, every other day, and I'll slag him right now.
No. Today.
But don't tell me what I've said.
You did.
You said.
You did mention it.
You said.
What did I say?
When you mentioned Timo Werner, you used the fact that you were saying why is it with Timo Werner that when he has to make, when he makes movements and we don't find him, it's because the team ain't playing to him. You said something like that. And with Lukaku, you said with Lukaku, it's like, we want him to accommodate his game differently for us to get the best out of him when we shouldn't, or something like that. I remember you talking about it.
He said I was slagging. Is that slagging him off? That's slagging him off. Saying the same thing you give to Werner.
No, that's the only time I remember you talking about Werner. That's what I'm saying.
So what is he saying?
Tell me,
Redneck. What did I say about Werner? I'm waiting.
Before you came, you start saying like how Timo Werner does not make like last season. Timo Werner was not doing that, and we didn't score that, and he was making all that space. How come we're supposed to play around Timo Werner, but when Lukaku came, we're supposed to play. He's supposed to make the changes.
You just added a whole bunch of extra shit to it. I don't know where you got the extra from. All I said was when Werner came into the team, all he does is he's making his runs, and we get at the players. Why aren't you finding Werner's runs? We don't say, Werner, why don't you change your game? Why don't you drop in deep? Why don't you do this and this and this and that? We never say any of that. That's all I said. If Lukaku plays his game, Lukaku is going to get you 25 to 30 goals. This is what I said, and I moved on. And you're you're slagging Werner off. Who's slagging Werner off?
Going back to Lukaku, yeah. Why is it that the best striker, because I put him with the likes of Levy, Benzema, Haaland, and them, man. Why is it that when they're able to change their game for a certain opponent, Lukaku gets this slide where he's like, "Oh, you have to play to his game. He's not that kind of player," and so on and so forth.
No, but Ram, do you want to tell you what it is?
When have you seen Lewandowski change his game for a certain opponent?
Yeah, he does. He does.
I think people do that. Wait a second. I think people
for what
do
opponent?
that. I think people do that for the
like Frankfurt, Dortmund, Wolfsburg.
Don't give me no
game.
Guys, don't give me no bum teams in Germany, man. I don't care about that.
Okay, fine. Barcelona, Real Madrid.
You're just starting again. 1 second. 1 second.
Chelsea.
Yeah, right. Shut up, man.
They beat your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, man. You chat your shit, bro.
Sasuke has put in a donation. Thank you very much. Says, I think Timo is going to shine with Lukaku. That's his feelings on
that.
If they play together, I see that. I think that would happen. I do think you might see a better team of Ono and maybe Lukaku once they build up a relationship together. But that's yet to be seen. We have to see what happens. Prime's here to add to the drama as well. So yeah, big up to Prime.
More drama, bro. More drama.
Big up, Prime.
Prime's here.
Big up.
But yeah, listen. Going back to what you said, Ram, about Lukaku, a lot of this, and it falls onto. We all have preferences, right? Everyone likes. Some people like Werner, some people like Lukaku, some people like both. So when you're pushing your player or you're talking about your individual, you kind of like elaborate or you sort of bend over back to make it sound like that. Like it works for that player, sort of thing. Like this is what I'm getting at. Fans do make their own judgments based on who they prefer. It's a preference.
Yo, Jem, I'm out. Yeah, safe for having me.
Yeah, Rodrigo.
Safe.
I think it's normal that I know what you're saying. Why do people make excuses for him and then not for someone else? And I get that, but I just think it's part of the game. Social media as well. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Do people make excuses for Lukaku?
Huh?
Do people make excuses for Lukaku?
Some people do.
In my opinion, I think they do a bit. They do a bit. Because I think Lukaku's
criticism from him. The majority of what I hear is criticism about Lukaku, but okay.
No, but
on this panel, about 7 people giving criticisms. I was the only one saying, "Yo," and actually not only me, Redneck as well. Although he went into a weird Werner thing, but he too was saying it. He wasn't blaming Lukaku for his form.
No, I'm not.
What about me, Dan?
I'm just saying
backing Lukaku.
I didn't even talk in this conversation. Come on, I support Lukaku.
Oh yeah.
Turn on Lukaku.
It wasn't 7. It was just Ram and who else was talking?
Me and Abs, we were more focused on laughing at both of you guys. That we kind of.
Yo, Abs was the one that started this conversation, though. You're not gonna lie.
Let's move away from Lukaku. I want to finish off on one more topic, and it's a topic of sound guess. What are we going to do with this?
Bum.
Where does he get into the team going into the next part of the season? Does he play more games? Will he
games
give him the opportunity to play, or do you think he'll be sitting on the bench a lot more, and then at the end of the season we'll just get rid of him because we got him? We can do that anyway because he's only on loan. So
to be honest, I see him going. I see him going back to Atletico Madrid, even if he doesn't want to, and probably the cup games is what he's going to get in. I'm not sure if he's suitable for Premier League, to be honest. Maybe I've decided on this. Maybe I've decided on this a bit quicker. So, even if he has to get chances, then it's going to be through the cup games, and if he can prove that he is better than the pecking order, the people in the pecking order, because RLC has been playing good as well. So, not sure how Sal is going to be featuring in any Premier League matches. At the earliest, so it's probably going to be cup games.
I hear you. JJ Bridge with the donation. Big up to you. Says this fan base is too critical of Lukaku. I think our fan base are critical of most players. After we're quite a reactionary fan base, even on one bad game. I've seen a load of it on Twitter. I tend to stay away from it because I don't like reactionary. I really don't. I'm one of them guys like it. But I mean, does anyone else want to talk about Saul Niguez? Where does he stand for Chelsea?
Look, Jem, we bought him on deadline day. He hasn't played consistent football in about a year, maybe over a year, or a season, I guess. So he's not necessarily fully match fit, and he's coming into a new league. Like, just give him maybe a little bit of time. Like, whether he succeeds and we end up buying him, or I guess he flops, doesn't necessarily matter much because he's a loan signing anyway. So for me, I want to give him a bit of time and see what he does. I don't know, by the time we hit January, and make my decision then on him.
You know what's against him, Prime?
What?
This is my kind of worry about it is that if he doesn't show anything soon, right?
Yeah.
A decent performance. I agree everything with what you said as well, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't give anything, I think he's gonna lose. He's gonna have zero momentum, and he's gonna be seeing less game time, right? And then he's never gonna get going. And so
I think Sabitz is better.
Okay, we don't have Sabitzer though, so it's fine. But again, I agree with what you said. But again, that's the thing. I'll just like wait until he gets like fully.
Oh yeah, I'm not writing him off if that's what you thought. I
think people writing him off already is a bit, it's a bit mad. When not
it's
too
only
long
90
ago,
minutes, right?
Yeah, when not too long ago when we were linked to sign him, the whole fan base was gassed about him. So all of a sudden to switch and be like he's done, like I don't get that. So just give him a bit of time. And if he ends up not succeeding for us and he goes back to Atletico Madrid, then it's a win in our books because he's not a player we've bought, Yeah.
I think the most important thing in this deal is that he was an extra number. Like, you guys got him on loan. It was a good deal, but he's not going to be starting every single game of the week.
Well, no, I think
if he doesn't succeed, then guys don't really care.
That's what I'm saying. I think what we've got to bear in mind with Sam Niguez is when we were looking for a midfielder to come in, it was probably the best fourth option midfielder that we could possibly have gone for out there on the loan. When you think about it, that's what I think. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I would have got rid of Billy Gilmore. That's my honest opinion. I would have kept Billy Gilmore. I still don't see why we've done that in the first place.
I think the thing that's going to be telling this season is Ruben Left-Butt-Cheek and Ross Barkley, that scum. They want to fight for their place. You know what I mean? And I wonder if Sal can match their fight.
Both players that would get into your Liverpool team as well. But Sasuke with the donation. Writing off Sal after 2 games is a big mistake. Is what Sasuke saying. Thanks for the donation as well, guy. Appreciate it as much. But I'm going to tie up soon. Over 2 hours. Anything else anyone wants to say before we tie up the show?
Yeah, Jem, can we talk about Roman Abramovich? I think he's in London now.
Yeah.
And I just want to see what you lot think about if he's going to come to Chelsea and actually watch a game.
I think he's not allowed to.
Yeah, but we don't know. Some people are saying he's allowed. Some are saying that he's not allowed.
I don't think he's allowed to.
No. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed
I've heard
he's not allowed to work.
He's not allowed to work in London.
I think that's what it was. He's not allowed to, he doesn't have a work permit, and they're saying if he goes to counts as work. But I guess he can go into the stands if he get to watch the game. I think they're gonna have. I think that was the middle ground where they can't find, because they say if he goes to council,
that's the thing. If going to a ground as an owner count as work, you know what I mean?
Can I just say he's allowed?
Yeah, he's on an Israeli passport. Okay.
Yeah, so he's allowed.
Okay. All right.
If you own something, then it's technically
part of the reason why I think he is there, from what I've heard, is that he's trying to sort out this stadium situation. He wants a new Chelsea stadium sorted.
Or redevelopment. Maybe
redevelopment. So I think that's what I've heard. Is part of the reason why apparently he's coming.
But then we kind of lost that by the start of this year, right? I mean, close to June or something. We've just lost that ability to. The permission that we had for the last four years or something, that is something that we've lost recently, right? I don't know the exact specifics of it, but then just saw it in some of the articles.
But yeah, if that's the case for you, that might be easily renewable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah,
there's a problem. There's a problem though. The reason why we haven't been able to move stadium is because the actual Stamford Group's pitch isn't owned by Abramovich; it's owned by the pitch owners. So if we want to move stadium, he has to basically negotiate with them.
The planning permission.
I always thought it was the planning permission, because right next to your stadium there's a bunch of estates.
Planning permission.
It's planning permission, and it's because the stadium.
And that is exactly what got expired as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had planning permission, but it got expired. but they can reapply again if they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been a good time to start in COVID when there was no crowds.
Me personally, I hope we don't move from Stamford Bridge. It's a historical ground. Me personally, I've been going there for 60 years. I don't want to move from that place. I just hope that we redevelop it.
Yeah, I think if they do move, it won't be miles away. I think it might just be further down the road.
But it won't be the same. It won't be the same. Look at Arsenal and Tottenham. Since they moved out, they become crap.
I don't think they can make the stadium bigger.
This is where
that's different circumstances. You can't compare that. Because their owners don't care about their club. You can't compare that.
Now you can, Prime, because it makes a lot of difference when you move out your own stadium. It's historical. It's how can I say? It's something it shouldn't happen really.
No, you can't be. First of all, like extending your stadium or building a new stadium is actually revenue and stuff like that coming in.
Extending is the best idea. We can have, if it's possible to extend, I think they would do that. Make it
I know, but you can't. I don't think you can compare our situation to them because the Cronkies and who owns Spurs, Levy, they don't care about. They just care in terms of like making money, but they don't care about making their club.
It was David Dean that
successful. You can't compare it. You cannot.
I know, but it still makes a difference.
Prime, I thought it was David Dean that did it.
So do you think after we build a new stadium, Roman is going to treat us like the Cronky does?
No, Roman will never do that.
That's why I'm saying it's different, though.
Yeah, but it's still not the same. I don't know what you say, but it's not the same.
I didn't say it's the same. I said it's different.
I kind of get what Nick's trying to do because I think like a decade ago,
look at Anfield. You don't want to move from Anfield.
A decade ago, we were in that same predicament because we were planning on moving to Stanley Park. But then, I think the people like Spirit of Shankly, they said no, we want to stay at Anfield because it's our home. We've been here since the club's inception.
It doesn't work.
Of course.
That's
why.
I get his point.
I hate any club or moves out their own stadium unless it's Brighton, someone like that. They had to, but major clubs is not a good idea.
Well, for me, I'd rather we just extend.
I think he'll relocate.
For me, I'd rather we
in this particular aspect, I think that it's better not to relocate from Stamford Bridge, maybe temporarily until the stadium gets constructed and get back to Stamford Bridge if there is a rebuild that is possible. Because, like Nick said, there's a lot of emotions and probably history associated with the place, and that is probably the reason why people don't want to actually move from that place to another one, even if it is just next to the
it won't feel right.
Well, I was about to say something similar like that. I'd rather we just extend the bridge and make it bigger. But if it's a thing that we have to move, then that's what has to be done. I know it's going to be sad, yes, but again, it's a different situation from Arsenal and Spurs because their owners don't care. Roman cares. So
the Arsenal one wasn't by Kroenke; it was by David Dean.
I know, but again, my point is their owners still don't care about the running of their club. That's my point.
Yeah.
Can I have 5 seconds, please?
Yeah, we're going to finish up anyway. Go on, Redneck. Do it.
Yeah, it's off topic. Daniel, I just watched the replay of playback. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I made the mistake. By the way you said it, I took it as a slagging of Warner. But I've watched it; it wasn't, so that's my bad.
Well, to be honest, 9 times out of 10, he usually
it's all good, man.
Yeah, I think that's why I pursued it based on what you used to talk about.
Don't worry.
I said yesterday, because I was talking yesterday, not today.
Anyway, guys, I do need to finish up. Yeah, I do finish up. It's over 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes. There's still over 80 of you here. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. As always, we're on 2,850 subscribers. Let's try and get to that 2.9K mark, and then the big road to 3K is on. So let's do that. Smash the like button. Try and get this up to 100 likes as well. I will be back because we're going to be doing a debate show next. I ain't decided on who we're debating, but we are debating someone.
That's only Rudiger.
Maybe.
Ivanovic.
I'm thinking Ziyech, but we'll see. I'm not too sure. That we'll have a little.
That will be a short debate if you bring up Ziyech.
It's not really a debate, is it? With Ziyech, everyone's just going to agree.
I think you should debate ourselves. Who's the best? Who's the worst? Out of all these Chelsea channels, I found a lot of.
I might actually do like a combined.
I heard Nick
Chelsea.
Blue say a couple of sneaks at me at the chats before.
Who? I read the game because you were saying things bad about Rudiger, and that's why.
Bad about Rudiger?
Yeah, that time you were saying something.
Guys, I've had enough of
Jorginho, sorry.
Yeah, Jorginho, not Rudiger.
Let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there. Stop.
Jorginho is going to be a good debate.
I
Jorginho
might
will
do a
be
combined Chelsea 11 with like the best players in God knows. Yeah, I mean, like over the last 10, 15 years or 20 years, put them in a team. We could do that as a debate. There's so many different things I'm thinking of that we could actually do. But make sure you stay tuned in with us. Smash the like button, subscribe. Thank you, VJ, Redneck, Ram, Declared, Abs, Dan, Nick Blue, Prime. As always, big up to you, my guy. And enjoy the rest of the day, guys. We'll see you again. Enjoy the international game tonight. Spain versus. Who are they playing? Who is Spain playing?
Italy versus Spain, and tomorrow is Belgium versus France.
See, if Jorginho wins the the Super Cup Nations tonight, then everyone's pushing him for Ballon d'Or, is what I've heard. So we'll see what happens.
Jam, he's already won the Ballon d'Or.
He hasn't won the Ballon d'Or. He'll never win the Ballon d'Or.
He's already won it. Messi's playing in